Hello, everyone. Welcome to another conference made by Chatbots. I'm super excited to be here with you all. And before we start with all the details, I want to know a lot of important questions. The first one is, can you hear me well? Can you see me well? Everything is good? Please let me know here in the comments. That way, if something is not good enough, we can adjust just for you. The second thing that I want to know is, where are you from? Please send here in the comments. This is amazing because there's people from all around the world, and especially me, like I am from Brazil. So please tell me where you're from. Let's connect. Tell me something about where you're from. Oh, we have people here from Portugal. Oi, tudo bem? It's so exciting to have people from a lot of places. Barcelona, awesome. Hola, that's all I know. I'm super excited to be here, especially in October, the best month of the year just started. So I'm super excited. I love it. I hope you're as excited for October as I am, because that's, for me, is the best month ever. Halloween, pumpkin spice, everything pumpkin. I love it. So I am super thrilled to be here, especially in this special day. And now I know where you guys are from. Italy. Awesome. I love Italy. Oh my gosh, best place on earth. Poland, Lebanon, awesome. Oh my gosh, hi guys. You're seeing me from a lot of places with a lot of different time zones, which I love. Here in Brazil is noon right now, so probably for you it's another completely different time. So let's get it started. Now that you know me, the basic, you know my name and where I'm from. I know where you're from. You told me that things are good, the picture good, the sound is good. So now I want to know something that it's also important for all of us is, today is a big conference because Chatbots always do the best. So let me know here in the comments if you're excited for something specifically, or if you want to see everything, because it's amazing. There's a lot of things here happening here, and I am super excited to participate in all of them. And now I'm going to tell a little bit about me. My name is Bianca, as you can see here in the name tag. I am from Brazil, like I told you before, and I work as a marketing manager here at Chatbots. I am in the company for 5 years. I think in December we're gonna make 6 years together. Yes, it's almost a little kid. I mean, it's a pretty big kid. It's a kid that can do dishes, can help out in the house. So yes, my relationship with Chatbots is the size of a kid, which is awesome and shows a lot about the company. And about the conference, as you guys know, and I hope you guys know, I hope that's something that everyone here knows, Chatbots is organizing this conference, and it's an online conference, as we can see. We're gonna have 3 sessions and 1 panel discussion in total, so it's gonna have a lot of things. And all of this was organized by Chatbots, of course. And if you're just hopping here and you have no idea what Chatbots is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Chatbots in case you don't know. Because if you don't know, you're missing a lot. But Chatbots is a multi-channel marketing automation platform that allows marketers to send email, SMS, Viber, and WhatsApp campaign and work with clients using chatbot for Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. You can also set up auto replies and create sales pipelines on Instagram, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, Telegram, everything using our visual chatbot builder. With Chatbots, you can connect GPT model from OpenAI to your chatbot to provide your users with even more proficient automated replies that help them solve additional tasks, which is the best. This is about AI, and Chatbots can help with this in so many ways. So I really hope you guys take the best out of this conference. It's awesome. And we're going to definitely talk more about Chatbots because, again, we can do a lot of things together, and let's go with that together and using AI for the best and in the best way possible, because AI is a super powerful tool and we should know how to use it. So another important topics is, let me check here in case just if I missed something, because a lot of good information, guys. This is a big deal here. So the live chat. You guys are already commenting, which I love it. So here's the live chat. You can leave your comments. You can make connections. You can do everything here. Take the best out of this conference, like for real. Take the time to meet people, to like make business, make partnerships. You never know what can came out of the YouTube comments. I do also webinars for Brazil, and for real, you guys are not gonna believe how many connections we're able to make only in the comments. I saw everything happen. Since like people that just got a job because of the comments, people making partnerships, deals being closed because of the comments. So this conference is one thing, and the comments is the plus. So if you want to take the best out of this experience, go to the comments and, do your sales pitch. You never know who is watching this. So take the best out of this experience. Another thing, let me check here. Oh, you can also use the chat, of course, to prepare your questions, because again, we're going to have a lot of speakers. So you can leave here in the comments the questions that you have for the speakers, and we are going to take care of it. Also, like, I'm the host, and I'm going to be here helping you out. And Olena, she's going to be in the chat, help you guys out. So anything you need, just hit us in the comments and we're going to help you out. Okay, so about recording, because I know that you guys are asking, and that's something that we really need to know, is there gonna be a recording for this? Are you gonna be able to like go back and watch and rewatch and watch one more time? Yes, you're gonna, of course. What are you thinking? You're not. No, of course, Impulse was going to provide you with the best, and you're going to be able to check this all the time. We're going to give even more details in the other parts of the conference, but basically the recording will be available on the channel here for everyone. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, okay? And only those who wants to receive a special certificate, we're going to talk about this later on. So if you want your special certificate to post on LinkedIn and prove everything that you learn, you're going to have to wait a little bit, because I'm going to tell more about this later on, okay? So let me double check here. I think I talk about all the important details, things that you don't want to miss it. So you guys already know my name, where I'm from, you know what is going to be about this conference today, you know how you can rewatch and watch again and watch again, and you know that there's going to be a certificate, and the best, you know who Samples is and what we do. Another thing is, I already said, but I'm going to say one more time, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And again, please, you're there watching us and you're excited, make sure you hit the like button here below. That helps a lot the video to reach more people. And if you want to make sure AI and chatbot is for everyone, which is the goal for Samples, make sure you hit the like. That way you're going to help people to get this video, and you're going to be able to show everyone how AI and chatbot is the future. Is it the future or is the present? For me, it's the present. And if you're not there yet, let's hurry up. So now that I gave all the details for everything, I'm going to just check the comments to see if you guys made any questions that I did not reply. And then I'm going to introduce the first person. Let me check here. Someone asked if somebody will answer our questions. Of course, we're going to answer everything. So the conference is going to happen, of course. And after the first speaker finished talking, we're going to go to the questions and we're going to answer all of them. If for some reason we don't have time to answer all of them, we're going to make sure that you get your answer. Even though if it's not on live, we're going to make sure you get your answer. We can like send in the comments, but everyone's going to get the answer. Is it possible to watch the video? I already replied to it. Are we able to create our own chatbot for e-commerce shops? Of course. You're super able to do it, and it's super fast. So make sure you register to Samples and to this channel, because here we post a lot of tutorials. So yeah, it looks like I answered everything. Now I'm gonna introduce the first person. Let me go here. So the first person is Sarah Maldon. She's the head of business automation and AI at Make. Amazing. She's a high energy and driven leader in the AI space that help companies to understand the value of AI and what it brings to their business. From automation to RAG and fine tuning, she's the lead AI she led AI projects of all kinds to unlock customers' value and deliver on business goals faster, which is the best of AI. That's what we want. We want to deliver the goals faster. As a head of business automation and AI at Make, she leads efforts to deliver impactful automation, empower teams with AI tool, and foster an AI-first mindset across the organization. So welcome, Sarah. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Super nice to be here. So a long story short from Bianca, yes, I do everything AI at Make, and Make is an AI company, so that is naturally a very exciting place to be. And I will share with you a little bit of what we learned in our journey. So if you just give me a second to share my screen.
Sure.
Right.
Make is amazing. By the way, love you guys. Thank you for all the work you're doing. We use it a lot, like daily. So it's amazing. I'm
Amazing.
super excited to hear everything that you're going to talk to us.
It's always always makes me very happy to hear, because I think Make is an incredible company, and it's an incredible product that makes building really fun. So hopefully
Yes.
by the end of today you will also experience what we experienced, understand what we are building, why we are building it, and what value we are getting out of it. So again, to repeat, this is something that we've actually done at Make. So all of these use cases are bulletproof and tested by my own team. And you will get a sneak peek into some of the lessons that we learned.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Jumping into the story, I do want you to meet Zoe from marketing. So Zoe is someone who works in the marketing, and Zoe wants to maximize her potential with AI, automation, and agents. And she's just at the beginning of the journey. So she will be accompanying us throughout this presentation. Because as we were learning back then, but when we were just starting, we were just like Zoe, trying to figure out how we can use AI, automation, and agents in all over the business, but marketing including. And this will be a very marketing-focused storyline. Because Zoe is at the beginning, she might want to answer the first question of why would she even choose no-code, right? So I don't know if you know a little bit about Make, but Make is a way to automate without using code. So Make is a way that you can connect in a visual way different systems, different tools, and make workflows that run, processes that run, automations that bring you value in, again, really visual, no-code way. And the reason why we think this is really powerful is because it has quite an intuitive interface, and that means that anyone is now able to use this automation and try to build their own processes, be it someone in the technical team or someone in the marketing. We do have more than 2,500 apps that you can connect, so more than 2,500 different tools. And out of those, 400 are AI. So you can literally integrate AI into any kind of process, any kind of workflow. And we also support with some pre-built solutions. So you will get some of the solutions afterwards. So you will get some of the resources after this event. But the ones that I'm going to share are really the ones that we put to work in our own place. So Zoe, now knowing what Meg is a little bit about, hopefully that way she understands why no code is a nice tool to use. Even more so, I wanted to kind of tell Zoe or highlight Zoe that there are different reasons why also no code makes a lot of sense, right? Because no code really allows her to be independent. It really allows her to integrate with other tools, because we all know that the marketing tech stack is just a lot of tools at the same time. And because there are so many apps, it is a good way how to connect all of those apps in one place. It is also a good way to deploy fast and autonomously, not waiting for the teams multiple weeks to do something, to build something for Zoe. Zoe can go and deploy very fast on her own, and she can keep visibility over all the processes because it's visual at the end of the day. So I did want to cover this as a little bit of context, because I do think that storyline is important in case you've never heard about Make before, in case you're just new in automation more broadly. You can be lost in the many automation tools that are out there, many automation platforms. So I wanted to make sure that you also, just like Zoe, have a little bit of a sneak peek into why some of the tools make sense and where do some of those tools make sense. So with that in mind, we are going to cover 3 things. So we are going to cover 3 lessons or 3 steps in the journey that we had at Make internally. We are going to come back to the point where we started doing really quick prototyping with a very small processes that helped us to build AI into something that we do on a day-to-day basis, but it was maybe just a 3-step process. It was maybe connecting something from sending an email somewhere, summarizing it with AI, right? I'm going to talk about some of those use cases that are extremely simple, some of the problems where AI makes sense when you are just starting out. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to go into building full AI workflows. I'm going to show you some of the AI workflows that we've built internally at Make and some of the processes we try to automate in marketing at Make and succeeded. So I'll also talk a little bit more about that. And once you kind of build workflows, you realize that when you package different workflows together, you end up building products. So I just want to go a little bit deeper into how far the automation tools can go. So it's not just about prototyping fast and perhaps closing some deals faster with your customers. It's not just about automating a complex process, but eventually it can be even about creating different products that then your entire company or your entire team is using. So I did want to just highlight how far that journey can go. So with that in mind, hope you're ready for the first step of the journey, because I did promise that there is a starting point that's not so difficult and that everyone can think about. So with that, I'm going to plunge into what are some of the problems, and I call them the AI problems, that you can think about when you are just like Zoe at the very beginning of the journey. Because I think at the very beginning of this journey, what is really important, what makes a lot of sense is trying to understand what type of problems make sense to solve with AI and what types of problems doesn't make sense to solve with AI, right? Because not every problem is an AI problem. AI is not a silver bullet. It's not a magic wand. It's not going to fix everything just by putting a toggle button in a different direction, right? So with that in mind, let's jump into what are some of the AI problems that immediately, whenever you see in your business, whenever you see in your day-to-day work, okay, I have this problem, AI makes a lot of sense here. And it might not be a surprise. So I'm going to start with something that's fairly obvious in a way, because I also want to say, yeah, of course that's an AI problem. But we will end at the point where you might think about it a little bit differently. It might surprise you. You might not have come up with that AI problem the first time when I said, okay, these are the AI problems, right? So I also want to show you the full breadth of the kinds of things that you can encounter. But starting with the obvious one, you can think of a summarization. So when everyone thinks of an AI, we can summarize 20 tickets into one weekly report, right? And that used to take forever. Now it doesn't take forever anymore. I think an important point when it comes to summarization is the fact that normally it's, and when you go to ChatGPT, you have to manually prompt it every single time. But if you automate, you can have this automated report at the end of the week. And I do think that is one benefit of the automation on top of the AI that ChatGPT doesn't give you. Overall, ChatGPT chatting with AI simply doesn't execute work, right? But you need automation to have repeated process again and again. Another perhaps obvious problem is text creation. So AI, of course, is generative technology, so it can generate AI. So it can be very good, as you can see in this case, to have a simple process where you have some topic, maybe there is a brief, and from that topic you generate a post and you can automatically prepare that post for posting on LinkedIn, right? So again, in a very obvious example, so whenever there's a text creation, you can think of there might be a piece where AI makes sense. But now I think we will start getting into a little bit more of an exciting area, which is perhaps unknown to some of you. And the first one that I'm going to start with is classification. So actually AI is very good to classify things. I'm just going to give you an example. You can give it 100 posts and it can give you a few categories and it can classify each post by that category. that is repeated in that process, right? So it's really good to make sense of data and give it certain categories so you can clean up some of the things, or you can maybe create a logic where something happens if this category is satisfied. So AI is really good for classification. Whenever you need to classify something automatically, AI is generally a good partner for that. Moving on to something, again, that might not be immediately in your mind, is something called sentiment analysis. So actually AI is very good in understanding the sentiment, understanding the emotion from different messages, which is particularly useful in some of the marketing copies. So you can, for example, analyze comments for sentiment, or you can analyze, as in this case, customer feedback. You can simply analyze what is the probable emotion that is being conveyed in some kind of reaction, which can become very handy in some of the marketing work that you might be doing. And now we are finally moving to, I would say, not exciting topics, but extremely valuable, something that has never been possible until AI came along. And those are topics like AI, like data transformation. So being able, and that's especially, I think, relevant in the case of marketing operations and in the case of reporting, you can now take unstructured data, you can take full documents, and you can transform it into different structured data pieces, which is really great for inputting data into CRMs, which is really great into performance marketing. You can just take very unstructured, messy text long data, and you can make it into something that is inputable into your systems. Another one of those that I think is extremely valuable because it was simply not possible before AI came along, or it was not possible in a impactful way, was simple problem of search and enrichment. So to be able to search something in big scale and get some information out of it that you can use to enrich, for example, your contacts, that you can use to understand a little bit more about your leads, about your opportunities, about your CRM objects, as I would call them. So search and enrichment, again, is something where automated processes are extremely, extremely useful. And last but not least, data extraction is, again, something that is incredibly powerful. So to be able to extract pieces of data from, for example, emails, again, to input things into the CRM, it's super valuable because then we can gather data from different parts of the organization that we didn't have before, and we can create much more visibility about, who we are selling to, who are our ICP personas, right? We can really collect, transform, and extract the data that we were looking for forever. So stopping there, just taking a breather, I just wanted to introduce you to a few examples, and you can go back to the recording and you can see actually how those processes are initiated. What are those processes doing? But those are very simple processes that on any automation platform you can put in 15, 20 minutes. And you can just think about, okay, I will get some kind of input. I will put AI to do this kind of action, those actions that you can see on the screen. And then I will put that output somewhere into some kind of another system, right? So very simple AI problems, but whenever you think of them, then you can immediately say, okay, it makes sense to experiment with AI to try and to automate. To give you an example, that's a little bit more complex, and now we're getting into a little bit more of a complex area. But to give you an example of what we did collect SEO data in this kind of simple workflow. So I'm going to go bit by bit so you understand what's happening on the screen, and this is how it looks like in Make. But this is one of the use cases where we did the search and enrichment. So we did the search, and then we did use AI to transform the data we searched for and put them into a structured format. So in this case, what we did is we used AI to gather more data so we can create more quality content. So we were doing this kind of search to collect SEO data so we can create a better SEO brief. We did run a series of automated online searches. We analyzed that by AI. And we created this kind of output that allowed us to search and benchmark top 10 ranked articles for any keyword automatically. So we kind of cut at least 2-3 hours from our SEO specialists on creating those briefs every single day, right? So that's just an example where actually AI and automation, a simple one, a combination of the use cases that or the AI problems that I mentioned before, makes a lot of sense and has a lot of impact. Now, moving on to, because we are starting to start our engines and go into something a little bit more complex, because I do want to show you how far this can go. So some of the more complex, I would call them processes and workflows, where automation was key, and we put AI into that automation to make it more efficient, smarter, more impactful. Some of those are in different areas. I already mentioned the SEO area. I will also mention content preparation. But coming back to the Zoe, I want you to understand how to think about it, because when we think about a workflow, we think about a process. And that process has different steps, and you have to think about what happens in that process. What are the different steps? So before I show you the automation, I want you to see how we were thinking about it. What were the steps that we took when we were thinking about that process? And in the case of content production, so that's the use case, that's the AI problem that we are solving, the process looked like this. We gathered SEO data. You already saw the automation for that. So we gather the SEO data. We get data that we find on the internet on a particular keyword. We get the top 10 articles for that particular keyword thanks to that automation. We create a content brief out of it. So we take the data and we create content. We create a brief. And in that brief, you will have this is the top 10 articles. These are the keywords that are relevant and ranking well. This is the suggested length. You get a bunch of data that we collected in the first step, and you just create a brief out of it. And in the last bit, you create a first draft of the article. So that's an example of different processes where you already have a workflow doing different steps of the way. The way it looks like, because we already covered the first process, we already covered the gather SEO data. The second bit, or actually this is the last bit, this is creating the first draft. So again, showing how, because you would have one process, second process, and third process, right? So you would have 3 different branches of that process. Again, having that process thinking to show you how a little bit more complex, or what it actually means to go a little bit more complex. If you want to create a first draft, it is rarely, just calling ChatGPT and it spits out a first draft. If you want to have a quality copy, and that's our learning, that's something we have tested over and over again. If you want to create a good copy, for example, a blog post or something of a longer copy that actually has some kind of SEO impact, it does require more steps. And in this case, we actually use AI to create multiple steps. So we actually take the first step to create a title. So we have a few proposals to create a title. We save them in a Google Sheet. Then we, again, use AI, invoke AI in that workflow to generate the first paragraph. Then we generate a second paragraph, and so on. So we do this process iteratively multiple times until we create a longer content. So that's the way how we kind of capture this opportunity of pre-generating content that will save our team time. But that's long enough and quality enough that we actually were able to augment not only the content writing process, but really speed up our content production while actually maintaining quality and while not sounding as ChatGPT whenever we publish something. Right? So that's, again, to give you an example of how one of the steps in the process could actually look like when it's implemented, to really show you that this is, in this case, if you want to have good results, then you can go further and you can have multiple steps and you can play around and you can build something that's flexible and a little bit more potent. Still building on this example, because I want to show you how it actually looked like. So I want to show you how it looked for our content writers, because at the end of the day, they had to interact with the system, right? So just so you understand how that workflow at the end can be used by you or by your employees, or how you can design that automation, how you can design that system. The way it worked was simple. There was just a 5-step process for whenever there's a content writer. You submitted a topic via form, so there was a Google form. In there, you set a topic and the keyword that you wanted to submit. What happened next was this whole complex process that I showed. So there was this kind of search element, there was this brief creation element, and then it spit out the first AI-generated draft, so the first draft of the article. And that took 18 minutes because it was a long process with multiple steps. As you saw, there was about, 20, 30 bubbles at least. So it was a long process because there was a lot of research involved. But then once it generated the first AI draft, did send that draft to the copywriter. So you will see here, there were different phases. And you would see here that there was an article generated, and you were able to open this brief, you were able to see the article, and you were able to approve and push it forward, or to see it and adapt it, tweak it a little bit. So the content creation shifted from, I do the research as an SEO specialist, or I do the research as a copywriter, create a brief for what I'm going to write about. Then I write the article, and then I review the article and someone reviews it, and there were final tweaks to this. All happens automatically. And then I get an article, I review, I do a few tweaks, and I'm ready to go. All right, so that was the final step. And you might at this point say, okay, yeah, I've tried that, or AI generated content doesn't really work. Well, it worked for us. Our AI content generated or increased our clicks by almost 30%. So we actually did an A/B test on this. So we took some of the random pages where we generated this content, and the pages with alt content where we didn't use this process were actually much less performing than this process that I've just showed you. Right. So this is a way how, if you do this process really well, you can create really great business outcomes with AI and automation. So again, another example, just to consolidate. I'm not going to show you, or I promise it's not going to be as complex, but I want to show you as many examples that were actually practical, so you can think about different areas of marketing and you know where to start. In Zoe's case, content production is great, but there are so many areas in marketing that, of course, she's curious, how can she leverage AI for other areas, such as performance tracking? So if we are able to really use AI as somewhat of getting some data, analyzing it, and being able to improve our performance. And we did something similar like this as well. I'm going to use the example for a YouTube channel. So I'm going to show you how we have actually created a system of taking different metrics from a YouTube channel and optimizing them again to get a better, SEO performance in this case. And the way how the process looks like, the way how the flow looks like, again, from the process thinking perspective, it starts with collecting the metrics. So you have to, you have some videos on YouTube in our case, and we had to collect the metrics, so to extract those metrics so we have them in one place. We had to analyze those metrics, so we have to think about, okay, what do these metrics mean? Is it a good performance, bad performance? What metrics are relevant? What metrics are not relevant? And then we had to suggest changes based on the interpretation of those metrics, right? So this is a step-by-step how that works. So we had to say, okay, this is actually really bad. So in order to make it good, in order to make it perform better, we need to suggest these changes. So again, just so you understand how we were thinking about it in a flow perspective. And again, an example of what we did. When I speak about the first step, collect performance metrics, of course, this is something that's normally super time consuming. So going into the YouTube console and just noting line by line in a Google Sheet, metric by metric, is super time consuming. No one likes to do it, or at least I haven't yet met a person that likes to do it. So we did this workflow where we connect to YouTube and we first connect to one part of the YouTube and we extract, for example, the number of views. Then we extract all of our playlist. Then we extract, you can see multiple YouTube bubbles here. So we extract as much as we can extract automatically from YouTube. And we keep saving it into the system called Airtable. So the whole thing that the scenario is doing is just taking in and extracting these metrics. So we have them in one place. And we did this completely automatically, no manual effort required, and all metrics were just in one place. And that was the starting point. That was the process one of the metric collection of our YouTube performance marketing process. Then I mentioned that the second step was to analyze the data. So again, I think AI is really great in this area because it can, as you saw in this classification example, it can take and it can see those different patterns, and it can, like from unstructured data, and it can suggest the interpretation. It can basically process the data quite easily. And so what we did here, we loaded the data that we saved in one place. So we collected all the metrics, and we called AI a few times to understand what those metrics mean. So to really say, okay, please let me know, like, what, how is this, how does that translate to performance? How does that compare month on month with some other videos that we published previously? So to really put an insight and analysis into what those metrics mean. And thanks to this, we did, again, like, save time on crunching the data. So it's always good when you're starting to experiment with this, it's always good to also do it in parallel to understand how is it different. But overall, it is something that's to a great extent automatable. So you don't have to crunch the data manually. And normally, because of how much effort it takes to do this manually, I do think that having this kind of automated procedure can be incredibly valuable. So you can use the unstructured data and structured data together to get some insights. And I promise that was the last piece, and that's the last piece of this complex process. Then you suggest changes. So based on this performance, we actually came to a few conclusions. There's no AI here because there was actually a lot of those analysis and insights done. So we actually directly changed our videos on YouTube. And we, for example, uploaded the descriptions that contain some keywords because it wasn't like the video wasn't performing enough. And we could do this on a continuous basis. So we could do this actually not just once, but we could do this multiple times. So long as it didn't perform well, we could still keep optimizing the content to make sure that there is this kind of continuous improvement, and that there is like no manual effort actually required. So it essentially became a self-improving system at the end of the day, right? So that's another process where it's not just about content creation. Maybe that's a good place to start, but we also did performance measurement with YouTube. Again, example, because I mentioned that we were analyzing it, we were collecting the data. So these are some of the metrics that the AI was helping us to collect and calculate. So we were able to, for example, take some page and to be able to see what position it has, how many clicks it created, the count of the words, what is the search volume monthly, and get those recommendations. So again, to get these recommendations from AI on what could we change and what those numbers actually mean in our context, and color code them, right? And we did this for multiple different pieces of our content. This is especially great if you are, for example, a solopreneur. If you're starting a company, then you would not even have someone do this, right? So you can build systems like these that can do this heavy lifting for you, right? So I promised that this has a end goal. So we are almost there. So you've seen quite a lot already. You've seen what are the types of AI products. You've seen what are the types of processes and workflows. So we are slightly increasing the complexity. And right now, I'm also going to show you what are the different AI products that you can then end up combining. And when I mean AI products, what I really mean is a combination of workflows that interact together to create a product that someone uses repeatedly, be it internal customers in your company or even external customers. Because you can package some of this, you can package this kind of YouTube analyzer or this kind of overall the SEO or content production systems into a product, right? So this is where, if things get really complex, you can create really cool stuff. Using Make as a system behind it. We create something called Audience Orbit. This is extremely advanced application of Make for marketing, but I still want to inspire you to see how far this can go. And the Audience Orbit is actually a very advanced analysis and like dashboard to classify our social media audience into different engagement levels. So we can, first of all, understand how engaged our audience is. And second of all, we can, for example, extract that, and we extract the list of the audience, of those different levels of engagement, and we can retarget or target this audience better. So we did create a system that extracts personas across channels. So again, like think of the diagram. We extracted personas across different channels. It's similar to social listening, to some of you might be already performing. We did analysis on the strength of their engagement, and we classified them into a level. So we had a few levels, and you can see them that this is the final visual display that we ended up creating. So we have this make center, which is make as a company, and you have different orbits here. And these represent the different engagement levels. So the closer the orbit, you can see, for example, this green one, that's the closest orbit. The closest this represents a person, someone from our audience. The closer it is to the company, the more engaged that audience is with our brand, with our company, with our product, right? So we were able to very quickly segment our audience into this kind of product, and this repeats itself or refreshes itself periodically, and our marketing team uses it to, again, get more insights into how our audience changes, how our audience performs or is engaged with the content and campaigns we are putting out there, but also to be able to target them more effectively through campaign management. And the impact, we actually had better understanding of our audience very, very clearly, but we also were able to run higher impact marketing campaigns. So this is where, you started, or we started with small problems and 3-step scenarios into building a full-fledged product that our team uses, and that helps us to have higher impact marketing campaigns, which is incredibly valuable for a company. Right. I will almost end here. I just want to kind of summarize some of the areas, because I started promising that these are the types of problems that AI is always good at, or generally good at. I also want to leave you with the message that actually AI is going to enhance most marketing areas. And the marketing areas where I see most benefit from using AI is, for example, to achieve personalization at scale. So tailor content based on your audience very easily. I also see campaign optimization. So we've already seen a few examples where performance marketing was involved, and marketing operations more broadly. So to standardize and automate operations, the regular reporting that no one likes to do. This is a great candidate for AI automation when you think in where to apply it in marketing. Right. That was a long journey, but hopefully there was a little bit of everything, or a little bit of something for everyone. So thank you for staying with me. And in case you have any questions, I think we have a few minutes to go through those as well.
Thank you so much. It was awesome. And yes, we do have some questions here. I'm gonna read it to you. First one is from Vortex. How much AI do you use in your life? Do you still use Google, or do you just use ChatGPT for everything nowadays?
Oh my God, I use AI a lot. It's not just ChatGPT. I'm a big, I do, for a lot of stuff. I have about, I think, 6 or 7 AI tools. I even have like an AI browser. So, and I even code some of the things, and I create prototypes. So I have one tool for prototyping, which is lovable. And I do have one tool for like a chatbot, which is Gemini. I also use Cursor for coding, and I use Dia. That's an AI browser that is really good to just improve overall the no longer Google Chrome stuff, but more intelligent browsers. So, and of course, make for automation. So yeah, a lot of AI.
That's awesome. I didn't know about the last one. It's cool. And now, even like if you just use Google, you're using AI. So AI is everywhere. There's no way to not use it. So thank you so much. I think there was also great tips of which AI people should use. The next question is from Veru. Exists some AI for, that's a difficult word for me to read, genealogically, this word. Exists some AI for genealogy, especially for reading text in old scripts, old German, current, or old other scripts, reading between. Whoa, that was very specific.
Yeah,
That was
it's
a
not
very
something
specific question.
it's not something my marketing team works with, if I'm being completely honest with you. So generally, so there are two ways of thinking about this. First of that is you often have those resources only in books that are hand copy. So what AI is really good at is transcribing some of it. So you can, for example, just take a photo and transcribe that, and then you can use that text for many different purposes. I also think I haven't tried that, but I know it's very good in Shakespeare. So I don't know German, current, and other scripts, but I know Shakespeare, which is a really old script. I know it has been trained on that data because that's actually one of those public data pieces that have been around for quite some time.
Mhm.
So my guess is that it is good enough in some areas. It will not translate perfectly, and you might look for, again, maybe specific ones that are trained or fine-tuned for those particular areas. You might want to look at some areas like Hugging Face, which has a lot of those fine-tuned models, which is a little bit of a technical area. There might be a provider that's specifically around it. I would check some more of like a library resources or more academic resources where I would have imagined that something like this exists. But my guess is that actually it's not going to be completely bad because it might have come across some of these old scripts if they're somewhat aware, if somewhat publicly available on the internet.
Yeah, that was amazing. It's a very specific question and good answer. They also ask, or can I make some AI agent or assistant on this activity? So,
Yeah, you can go and make. We have AI agents as well. We didn't cover that at this point because I think it's not the easiest stuff to cover, and I wanted to be consistent there. But there is an AI agent in Make as well. We use it for a lot of stuff. I personally use it to handle my email box, so I don't handle my inbox and emails anymore.
oh my
So
gosh.
yeah,
Next
exactly.
webinar has to be about this. That's my dream.
So you can build quite a lot of stuff. And we internally at Make, we have all our employees building, and we have 72 agents. This morning I checked that are running in our environment and in our processes. So you can use Make AI agents, and I would recommend you to use Make AI agents for, to experiment around agents.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And now the other questions from Kelly. She asked, does Make create those work teams for us, or do we build work teams on your platform?
Yeah, so Make is a building platform. So there are two things. Like there's a bunch of templates that you can take, and you can just click on it, and then you have to create connections to your systems, and you have to perhaps you have some specific filter that you want to apply. So there is a little bit of a setup. But from a template, you can go fairly quickly, and you will have some resources because I shared this with the team. You will have some resources for those templates, as well as some customer success stories that have been able to apply and build those work streams for themselves. And second way where I would say or where I could respond is and I would encourage you to build it yourself as much as possible, because that's where, if you can manage that, then there really is not a limit to what you can build. So the things that I showed to you during this presentation, those were built by my team directly. And it's something you would have to rebuild based on your needs. So we are a platform that has you building your work streams at the end of the day.
Awesome, thank you. And the next question is from Vortex. They asked, I want to start working more with AI. How do I start?
Yeah, open ChatGPT and ask about something that's relevant to your day, maybe some recipes or something, or maybe there is a really good way, what I recommend teams to do a lot. Now there is a way how you can use Gemini or AI or even ChatGPT like plugins into Google Worksheet. So you can open Google Sheet, etc., and you can have AI, for example, on the sideline analyze some of the insights. So you can really throw it you can throw a CSV to it, and you can ask some questions, right? So maybe some of these areas where you know how to work around Google Sheets, so maybe this is like a good starting point where you can try to do some of these operations with AI directly.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many ways to use AI. And when we think about how to start, so many options comes to my mind. And the mention that you made about recipes, it's I use it a lot. I think I started using with recipes, especially for a conversion, because like ounces to mLs, and ChatGPT was my best friend. Instead of like trying to convert an other website, I just put the recipe there and just go with it. And then I was like, oh, that's actually pretty awesome. There's a lot of more things that I can do with it. So yeah, thank you so much for the answer. Let me check here if we have any more comments and questions.
I
Mm,
do see that there is a comment about me being rather fast. I forgot to say a little bit of a warning. I am a really fast person, so I take that as an input. But I do wanted to encourage you because there is something called Make Academy, which is a resource that you can use and where you can build your own first automation step by step. So I wanted to show
awesome.
you what's possible, but there are resources that you can leverage.
Awesome. And like people can just rewatch it again. If it was too fast, that's the sign for you to take an extra time, take your pen, your paper, your other chat GPTs, your AI, whatever you use, and make notes. Because when we like take it, like personally, I like when people do it fast because I have time to learn everything at once. And I love the opportunity of going back and double checking everything. So you can do that. Here's gonna the recording is gonna be here for you all to watch. And if you want to come back in 5 years, it is gonna still be here. Let me see if we have more questions. I need Vortex again. Yes, I need personal assistant for my store. Is it possible to make my own bot to answer clients' questions professionally? And is it hard to do that? I have so many thoughts about this.
Please share.
Samples. It's so easy. It's so easy. Just create your account. You can do your chatbot there, and it's like super simple. It's easy to connect. All the connection points is official, so there's no way for your chatbot to get banned because you're not following the rules. Also, there's a lot of templates there, so if you are not creative enough on that day, because we all are creative is something that we train and not something that we are born with. So if on that day you're not creative enough, you can just like open the templates that we have, see there, and start from like a templates. Way easier, way faster, and you can also make tons of connections, especially with Make. It's amazing. Samples is here for exactly what you need. Oh, and he asked another question. Is okay easy to integrate with Shopify stores? It's easy, super easy to integrate. Like the Samples API is open. There's also our official partners that you have on our store. Make is one of them. So if you want to integrate with Make, it's like super simple. It's already on Samples. You just make like I don't know how many clicks, but just small clicks, and it's integrated. So yes, you can do it. Another question is, which I think that's going to be the last one before we get late. Which is the best cost-effective AI model that could be used for chatbot conversations, making exit goals, or conditionals and samples AI agent? About cost, that's complicated. I think that would be more an answer for me from samples. About cost, I don't know the cost of every AI there is in the earth. There's a lot of them. We're more than welcome to hit a message, send a message to our support team. Maybe I honestly don't know if they know the answer for the best cost effective because there's tons of AI. But you can ask them, or you can ask AI which will be the best, and the AI will answer to you, because when we talk about AI, there's so many options and so many possibilities. The answer, like if I give you a specific answer, it cannot be true because I don't know all of them. I think that was all of the questions that we had, Sarah. So thank you so much for teaching everything. It was awesome. I had a blast watching you talking everything. By the way, I love your presentation. It's amazing. It's like super easy to understand. So thank you so much for your time and for all the knowledge that you share with us today.
No, thank you for having me, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you. Bye bye. That was amazing. I love it. I think you guys also loved because there's a lot of things that you can do with AI, especially with Make. I'm not lying when I say that we use it a lot and we love it. Like tons of automations we do with Make. They are perfect and it's easy to use. It's what you mentioned, like it's not complicated. It might look complicated if it's your first time looking at it, but it's actually not. And they also have the Make Academy, which you can learn. And I'm pretty sure if you send a message to your AI, the AI is going to teach you how to do things. That's one of the ways that I use AI a lot. Sometimes I need to do something, like for example, I'm going to give a real case scenario here. Yesterday, I was doing some research about how I can create communities inside of WhatsApp. And I already did one, and I was not finding a way to do the second community. And then I was trying to research, and I watched some YouTube videos, and nothing made sense. And then I asked AI. I was like, "Hey, dear ChatGPT, help me out. How can I do it?" And they taught me in the best way ever, and I understood easily. So if even with Make, you can also do that. Just ask your AI if you have questions about it. And also Make, they do tons of content and instructions. So yes. So yeah, again, I was talking too much about Make. I love them. So let's go back to the conference. And now we're going to our second speech. But before we go to that, I want to say some things. First, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Second, hit the like button, because when I asked the first time, I saw that some people hit the like button. I was like, okay, awesome, let's do it again. So if you're watching and you did not press the like button, please do it. Do it. Let's show the world how they can use chatbot and AI. And with you pressing the like button, this video can reach more people. The other thing that I want to talk is about the samples community. Like I mentioned, I was just talking to you about how I was trying to create WhatsApp communities and all of that. In this case, it's not on WhatsApp because the WhatsApp is for Brazil, but this here, the community that we have for samples is just the best. And I'm not saying this because I am from samples, okay? I'm saying because it is the best. We have the best public. We have the best people talking there, answering questions. It's truly a community, which is the goal. If you are in the community that no one talks to you, that's not quite good. So our community, it feels like one. It's amazing. And of course, if you join our community, you're gonna get the guide of click to chat ads and chatbots. Because click, do you know the ads, when you run ads on Meta, for example, there's a lot of click to chat ads, which is the best ads ever. At least I love it. So you just see the message, you click on the button and you go to the chat bot. That ads convert so well. It's amazing. Like the price per person, it's super low. It's the best way to run ads, at least in my opinion. It depends on your goal, of course. So because it is the best, and SendPost is also the best, we created a guide. So make sure you scan, just take your phone, open the camera, scan the QR code, and go to the community. And if you're there, just say, hey, I was on the conference. Love you guys. So we're waiting for you there. Now, I'm going to talk about the second talk, that is how to build a Instagram bot in 1 hour. Yes, 1 hour. I told you guys that it's simple. It's simple. And 1 hour, you're going to do a lot of amazing things. So in this talk, we're going to have Natalia Yarovinska. She's the Chief Commercial Officer at Samples. She has 11 years of management experience in manufacturing, logistics, and product IT with global sales. Natalia analyzed the practice of Samples and thousands of clients and partners in the field of automation and online funnels. She implements approaches that allow selling 24/7 and maintaining a stable level of service at a reasonable price, which is the best. Welcome, Natalia.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Bianca, for such an introduction. It's like
Thank you.
advertisement here for me. Thank you.
I'm
So
always
many nice
here to
words.
advertise you and to tell people how great you are. We work close together and I know how amazing you are. And I'm super excited for people to see our power and magic.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bianca. I think Bianca I think you just froze.
Oh,
I hope it gets better. Yeah, you're back.
okay.
Hi. Yeah. Great.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you can start, and I'm gonna be here in case you need anything.
Yes, I am ready, and we can start. Yes, thank you. So hello, everyone. Let me know if you're here for the Instagram presentation, if you're interested in Instagram, if you actually do some business on Instagram, because I'm really happy to see if someone already came here with questions related to Instagram automation. And just write all the questions you have in the comments, and I will be happy to answer them in the end. Okay, thank you. I see the most active person here on chat. Thank you, Vortex QQ. Thank you, Learn to Engage. It's always exciting when you're not just recording something, but you're actually talking to real people who found the time in their life to join and listen online. So kudos to you. Thank you for joining, and let's start. So Bianca talked a lot about me. Just wanted to add that I've been 6 years with Sandpulse now, and automation and communication are two of my passions. Something that I'm not just responsible for, but I'm also very excited about. And today we will talk about Instagram automation, something that is very useful now for many businesses and very achievable and very easily available to everyone, especially through services like Sandpulse. So we were talking about 1 hour, but actually for this session, we have 40 minutes with questions. So it will even be a little bit faster. And during our session today, we will look at all the possibilities that Instagram has for automation. We will actually go through the setup of automated replies to DMs, comments, and mentions, something that we all see and many of us want to have themselves. And also we will take a quick look on how to sell with a chatbot, and of course, how to connect AI, Sandpulse CRM, etc. No presentation these days can be about digital communications and not include AI. So we will talk about that also. Who can benefit from Instagram automation? Basically, anyone who has a business page on Instagram and is trying to reach their audience through this social media. So basically, online stores, creators, and experts, they often run ads, and they want to engage everyone who clicked on that ad. Also, they want to cover everyone who reaches out to them online, and we will look how to do that today. We will not focus on how brands can use Instagram today, but also when you connect your DMs to Sandpulse, for example, you definitely get the benefit of easier requests management, so you can do the teamwork better. And this is something that we will look at in the end of the presentation. So for online stores, if you're running ads on Instagram, that's where the automation comes in handy. Because you are not able to work 24/7, you probably do not have the resources to have managers sitting there and answering each click immediately. And people are now very distracted, as you probably know. So they might forget that they interacted with your ad before. And it's great when you can automate your response already after the ad click. Also, you probably see this many different ways that experts and online stores try to engage their audience, and they say, write price in the comments and we will send you the link to our prices, or write size and we will send you the link of what sizes we have available, or write guide and we will share the guide with you. So this is everything that is also going to be covered today, and it's something that is really helpful for the online stores. And of course, if we go to the benefits for creators, we understand that they have pretty much similar tasks. So first of all, of course, the ads and the automation of interaction with people who clicked on ads. Second, the guides that you want to share, or the lead magnets. So if you're an expert and you have a sales funnel, probably there is something that you just want to hand out easily and freely to anyone who is interested. So this Instagram automation is something that can help a lot, because you don't actually need to sit there and send the links yourself. Also, if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, probably you are not able to answer 24/7. So you will benefit from some kind of automation here. And also, if you need to collect a little bit more data about people, if you have standard questions in the beginning, this is also something that you can automate. And if you connect your Instagram account to SendPulse, apart from or on top of what we discussed on previous slides, you will also get the one screen for all messengers. If you have not just Instagram, but also WhatsApp, maybe Facebook, maybe online chat, then you and your managers have to go and check all the different places. Here you will have one window, one screen basically, with all the chats from different messengers and social media. Also, it will be easier to hand over chats from one person to another. And obviously, all the integrations are available for you if you connect to SendPulse. So today, here are the automations we will set up. Everything we discussed before, the automations to mentions, comments, keywords in DMs, getting extra data. You can now find this page, SP Automation INST. This is a page created just for this conference, and you can just scan the QR code if it's easier for you, because later you will be able to test some things from this page. So you will be able to test them as we go. Okay, I hope everyone has the opportunity to scan and find this page. And you will see the name later, just in case you didn't have time to find it right now. So let's move forward. The first thing that we do is we need to connect our Instagram account. Basically, now it's a very simple step. You just need to log into Instagram. So on your, this is a SendPulse Chatbots section. So for those who are not aware, you would have in your SendPulse account a Chatbot tab. This is the main screen, and you just go to Manage Bots, find Instagram, and basically you need to enter your login and password, just your login in to Instagram. SendPulse is the official Meta partner, so we have a direct integration. So you log in, you give all the permissions, and you do need to have a business account for this. If your account is personal, you will be prompted here to switch to business to make it public, so you can connect the automation. And here is an important part. So at this point, you clicked allow, and you already have your chatbot set up. What you need now is to subscribe to your chatbot. So when you test, you can get the notification. So basically, what you need to do here is you will see a different QR code, a different code. And what you will need to do is either scan the QR code or go to the link directly to the page. Here, what I really want to pay your attention to is that this is the page that we are connecting. And you see that this person is logged in via different personal account. So this is something that's important. You need to log into your regular personal account, any account basically, and message the page you're connecting. So when you do this, your bot is fully activated and you become the owner of your bot, and you can get all the test messages you need. So this is a pretty simple setup. And after this, you already have your bot connected. So this is our page that I shared with you earlier. It's already connected to Sendpulse. And what we see here is that we have basically our name, the link, if you want to share it with your subscribers. You have some standard triggers that trigger flows. They include standard reply to keywords, unsubscribe, reaction to stories, story mention, and also comments to your posts. That you have standard ones, you can create new ones, like you see here, and live video. And also you have flows, so you can create a flow and then add it to a trigger. Also, each bot has the audience. So it's important to mention that people are added to the audience when they leave a comment that triggers some flow, or if they come to your DMs and write you something in DMs. So they will not come here just if they are subscribers. They need to message you. And also, as you see, there are some variables. Variables is probably, if you're new to Sendpulse, it's a new term for you. Here, basically, it's some attributes of customers, of subscribers, of your potential clients and leads that you want to save for yourself for the future. It can be maybe a name. So you want to ask them for their formal name, not the one they see on Instagram. It can also be maybe a phone. Here we already have a phone. Let's create another one. And this can be a type phone. So there is validation. Or maybe we want to learn their birthday and we save it as a date. Also, there is validation here that will help us later. So then we will be able to say to save information and use it later when we talk to people. And obviously there will be statistics here. Now it's just a few people, but you will be able to monitor on different time periods what is going on with your chatbot. So this is basically the setup. As soon as we have all this setup ready, what we can do next is go to try and reply to each comment, something that I've been talking about a lot already today. So on this page, the one that I showed before, you can go to the section with the reposts and you will see the post that you can actually try and test yourself. It has the instructions, so feel free to go here to the page and find the post, or you can directly scan this QR code and go to the post directly. So now I will just give you a couple minutes or a couple moments to do this, and let me know in the comments if you have any troubles with that. So I just know. Okay, I don't see any issues here. So hopefully you have found the post that shows you how you can automate the replies. And let's look at the video how this trigger is created. So what we need to do is we need to create a new trigger. As you see, you have this preview of what it will look like. We choose the comments on your post at a trigger. And here we can choose any post or specific one. So for example, we will choose the one available here. And then we need to choose if it will be any text or a comment that matches a certain text. In the reel that I shared with you, basically the comment needs to be "wanna try it," but because we want people to get it definitely, even if they didn't type everything right, or maybe if they made a typo, like here they missed one letter. So we give some options, so just to make sure that everyone who wants to get our guide actually gets the guide. So they need to type "wanna try it," and then they will get the guide. Also, we have the option to add a public comment, which is good because it will show new people who see your post that people are actually getting feedback, and it will motivate next person to also comment. And here it is recommended to use 2 or more comments, just to make it less robotic for people to see, and also for Instagram to not feel like you're just automating everything. So we are creating this condition, and as you see, you already have the flow created with the suggestion of what to do. But we will right now edit this flow, so you can feel free to edit it any way you want. So here the suggestion is to say thank you, and then check if the person is following your page. So it's quite often we get this question, like, how can I check if the person is a follower or not? How can I nudge them to become a follower? So this is the place where you can put the filter, drag it from the left panel here, and actually check. If the person is not a subscriber, you can send them a message saying like, hey, please subscribe. And when you subscribe, after you've subscribed, please hit done here, and then you will get your guide. If they hit done here, they go back to the filter. If they're subscribed, they get the guide. If not, then sorry. But right now we will change this a little bit. So as you see, we can tag all these blocks, and actually we can delete them or copy to another flow. This is just something useful if you work with samples. But right now we just move it a little bit so it's not in our way. And then we edit the text. So here I'm just pasting something that I have prepared before, just text. You can use emojis here. You can use any text you want. We are adding the button with the URL. So we will add the link to the guide here so people can download it, and you can actually test it as well as we speak. And after the guide, something that we might want to do is maybe tag a person. So we looked at the variables that you can use, but also you can use action and add a tag, which is also easy to use and to find people by tag. You can then do campaigns, send campaigns to people using the tag. So maybe someone who didn't receive this lead magnet, you can use as the segmentation criteria and send information to them later. Then we can add delays, so it doesn't look like everything is going to one person immediately. We can put a pause here. In minutes, seconds. For us, it will be just 30 seconds, so the person has time to read. And we can choose, like, if we would like to continue flow after 30 seconds for everyone, which we do, or only for those who are inactive. So we choose always, and send another message. So the person has our guide, and now we want also to nudge them and subscribe to samples for this purpose. So here again, we add a button and we add a URL button. There are different types. You can continue flow. You can do payment here, which we will see later. So we save the flow, and I always pay everyone's attention to the need to test. So please always test your flows. This is something that we see quite often, that people launch and they don't test. So this is why you edit yourself as the owner, so you can actually test what you created and send it to yourselves. So this is it. Basically, this is something that helps you reply automatically to all the comments. And in the meantime, it will also show those public comments as well. So this is the first part of something I've been talking about a lot today. And the second part is story mention. Very simple, very elegant, I would say. So here you would see that in all accounts, you will see already this trigger created, this flow available, and you can just activate it and it's there. But again, for the purpose of trying something new, we will go here and edit the flow and add information about the discount. So maybe, you know how like brands do, tag us in your stories and get a discount for your next purchase. So here we are happy to give a coupon code for planners. We will be selling them later today. This is the possible reactions just for the person to hit something to react to you easily. Again, just something to engage people without too much work. And here you can delete them. You can add your own quick replies. So it's up to you. And basically that's it. This is created. We don't want to overcomplicate it. And basically this is what it looks like for the person on their phone. So I tagged the account, I got my coupon code, and I chose to hit the like button here. Okay, so now we gave out our lead magnet, we gave out our coupon code for a story mention, and going forward, something quite simple that is also beneficial for businesses is a greeting menu. If you add automation to your Instagram, you have the greeting menu. So it's just first prompts that you show to your new subscribers who first come to your DMs, or not subscribers who come to your DMs, just a nudge what they can start a conversation with. So for us, for example, here we have two options. We want to sell our planners, so the person can order them directly here, or we want them to book a consultation with us because we are here an expert on automation. So basically, this is something that the person will see. This is simple, but you probably saw that some brands would add more questions like what are the prices, what is the delivery terms, and something like that. Something just the frequently asked questions, basically, that you want your customers to start the conversation with. And of course, because as you saw, we are adding here, just let me show. So we are adding a flow that will be launched when the person presses the button. So we can automate also the first initial information that we have can be sent immediately. So the person doesn't have to wait for the manager to come. And usually it's quite, if it's the frequently asked question, probably you are able to automate this and to choose what to show them. So this is a greeting menu. And as you see, we have here order the planner. So let's see how we can actually sell something online through our chatbot. First, I would propose that we look at the phone view, so what our subscriber sees, what it looks like. Here is our greeting menu, and the person pressed order. Then they see the options and they can learn more. Here we have, for now, like a test price of $1. And then they get the choose your planner cards. Let me show you a little bit longer. So I really like this view because it's like a card is much, it looks a lot better than just the option you saw before where you have the picture and the text. So here is the card. The person pressed shop here and they go to the payment. You can, here we have PayPal just for the test reason. You can also connect Stripe and many other payment systems. So the payment is complete. The person then gets asked all the questions about delivery, phone, and as you see, I typed the phone in the wrong format, so they asked me to provide it in an international format, and it knows different countries, so if your phone matches some country international format number, it will accept it. Delivery address, here we didn't add any validation, so I'm just skipping, and okay, just a second. And in the end, just wanted you to show that it confirms with me all the information it received. So it puts everything that I entered, like, thank you, my payment is successful. And if I see here that I entered something wrong, I can contact them and say that I'm wrong. So now let's look at the business side of this, at the construction side. Here we will, unfortunately, we don't have time to create the whole flow here. It's a more advanced one. So the basic ones we've already done. It was done in less than 1 hour. And this is just something more advanced that probably not everyone needs, but it's good to have the understanding that this is possible. So again, you can add emojis. You can add emojis to buttons. Many people try to get customers' attention with emojis on buttons. You can change the order of the buttons. And also a good thing that we saw before and something that we will see later, that you can wait for the response from a customer. So you ask for them to provide some information and you can actually continue only when they answer. So placing an order, as you see, this is the card that we saw. Basically, how it's added is you choose the card option and you can add as many pictures and items as you want. So this looks as a more professional catalog version that people usually like with the title and description. And the button is already connected to PayPal. But if you have Stripe, it will also be shown here. You can connect Stripe and then you enter the price. And also just wanted to point out that the CRM integration is already built in here. So you just choose where to which pipeline to add this purchase. And also it will be added at the beginning. So even if the purchase didn't go through, you will see it on the CRM and you will be able to contact the person, maybe ask them or help them pay. And the second setup is similar. So just the same, we have the button to shop. For now, it's a test $1 amount. And basically, the next step would be to set value. So this is just for us. Again, this is an action that is not relevant to the consumer, but for us, it is important to know what the person, which planner to ship. And here just wanted to point out that from this button, from the shop button, only those whose payment was successful will go further. So we know that if the person reached the action, they have successfully purchased our planner. And then, as we've discussed before, we are waiting for the response. And here we have some options, those variables we created, or we can create a new variable just to save all the information about this person. And we give them certain amount of time. Here we did not go into such detail, but you can do some reminder and nudge for people who didn't respond within 15 minutes, so they come back and actually do. The same with phone. Again, we are waiting for phone address, zip code, and as you see in the end, here we can add different variables and just put them in messages. It can be a name, it can be anything else. And as you see, it's just as part of the text, it will be substituted with the actual information that the person has recorded for them. And just going back, the option with the picture and the text separately, which maybe for some reason would be better for you. Again, the buttons, and you just add as many texts and images as you want, and you can shuffle them easily if you want to change something. You don't have to delete, just press these buttons. Yes, and we have a third option in this flow, book a session. So this is like something that maybe we are not ready to automate. It's perfectly fine if you're not able to structure something, if there are a lot of options, and this is the part that is not possible to automate right now. So we can just open the chat for a responsible manager. What this means is that the person will get a notification on their account and on the mobile app if they use it, and also it will be shown as a new chat on the chats window, the chat screen. So this is something that is also okay and something we have options for. Okay, so as you see, and also we can pause automations for an hour so the person doesn't get too much. Again, nudging everyone to test and see what it looks like. Maybe you don't like something. And that's basically it. That's how we sell on Instagram directly through the buttons. We looked at all the key and even advanced options. Now we can look at the way the window looks for your managers, chat operators, DM managers, whatever you call them, or for you if you are working on your own. This is the chats window. Basically, here will be all the bots. Right now, we have only Instagram connected, but if you have WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and online chat, it will all be here. Here will be all the messages you received, and you will be able to see if they are new or they are answered. This is the information where you can see if the message was sent by a bot. Here as well, you can manually send a message and you will see who sent it from your team if you have a team. Here, the information about the customer, all the details of their status. If they have some deals created for them in CRM, you will see them here, or you can create a new one. Also, you will see the contact. As you see, I did some tests. So I purchased a few planners, and you see that I have deals connected to my contact. And then you can always start a flow. So this is a good place where the automations are combined with the person. So you can have an automation in the beginning, then you can have a manager look at the conversation and add something, and then maybe they can launch manually some kind of automation that they think will fit the person now. So this is a good place to hand over between people, and you can always assign chats to people. So here we assigned it to Natalia, surprise, surprise. And when you're done, as you see, this is a new chat. When you're done, you can close the chat and know that it doesn't require your attention anymore. Or you can reopen the chat just as well. So also a good option is to download the app for the phone, because then you can just, you don't need to sit in front of your computer and wait for Instagram DMs. You can be on the go with the app and get all the notifications, not miss anything. So we have just a few minutes left, and I'm happy to say that I think we will run quickly through this. But of course, AI integration is available in the standard reply as a suggestion to you. But you can use this block AI agent in any flow. So in any place of the automation, you can just add AI agent and tell it what to do. So here, for example, we have the standard reply, and you see that it will work only if the integration is enabled for OpenAI, DeepSeek, or Anthropic. If the integration is not enabled, standard messages will be sent, like, thank you for contacting us. So we go to bot settings, integrations, and here we can enable integration for ChatGPT. Use the token. We can also add speech recognition here and add some restrictions on how much the people can use our module daily, so people don't abuse it. And the same will go to DeepSeek and Claude if you would like. It's a similar logic to connect. And then basically what we do is we add a prompt. So we add a prompt for our AI agent. Just let me jump. Yes. So here this our AI agent, bot instructions. We give all the instructions we want to this AI. And basically, so you need to show it the example how to answer. It is good to give all the information you wanted to use. And also, it's a nice thing to always say, do not use formatting in your responses and do not invent extra information. So what we see in the chatbots is that people usually don't want their AI agents to search information online, because it basically you lose control of what the bot is saying. So usually we want this type of agent to stick to the prompt. Maybe for your case you want it to search online, but in most cases probably not. And yeah, the tone, how the agent should answer, everything is quite important to give in the instructions, so it's no surprises. And of course, it's always makes sense to test, to see what happens, and to adjust the prompt. So the exit will be done on condition. First condition is the person wants to make an appointment. Second condition, maybe they want to buy a planner. And a very nice feature that you can use is the person can give information to the AI, and AI will save it to the same variables you have created before. So here we have set up our agent. And just a quick look at the actions. So in the action, we have many options. For example, to send a notification to yourself. Maybe to, again, open chat is one thing. You can also send notification. Also, I wanted to pay your attention to CRM integration. It's already available. You don't need to add it by a developer. So again, everything is here. If your team works with customers, CRM might be a good use. And the same for planners. You can also use CRM at here. And at any point, you can start another flow. So yeah, if you have a few flows, one flow can trigger another flow. So it's easier to control what happens, and each stage what happens with the subscriber. And also again, wanted to finally pay your attention to the action options. There are a lot. They are related to the chat. They are related to the variables and tags. And here there is also Google Sheets integration, where you can directly send information to Google Sheets from the information you got from the people, or you can find some information from Google Sheets. And also you can, as we said before, create deals for CRM and send notifications to yourself in multiple different options, including a webhook, so you can send a notification to your system. And if your setup is quite advanced, you can even use an API request here separately and just send any request to external sources, basically your systems, your ERPs or make system maybe. So all of this is available for Instagram as well. Okay, so this is everything that I wanted to show you today. Hopefully it was useful. And right now we are able to have some time for questions if there are any. And meanwhile, please don't forget about that $25 coupon that you can get as a new SendPulse user. Please scan the QR code here and follow the link maybe in the comments if it's more convenient for you. So when you register, you already have this nice bonus. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Natalia. It was awesome. And I love that in the end, people also got a coupon to test everything that you teach them. That's
Yeah.
the best. And we do have some questions. We have 3 questions. So let's answer them. The first one is, which is the best cost? Oh, wait, I
I
think
think it's
we
the
already
previous
replied. Yeah.
question. Yes.
The other one is from CJ. They asked, do I have to share an API code? I am told that it's not a good for outside of your organization.
I'm not sure about what code here you're talking about. So to connect Instagram to SendPulse, you don't need to share any extra information. You're just from SendPulse, you're just logging into Instagram basically. And yeah, you don't have to, it's not mandatory to do that, to even use API here. Yeah.
And now the connection with SendPulse and Instagram is even better. I remember before that it was
Yes.
easier, but now it's like so simple that when I tell people how to do it, they're like, is that simple? It's like, yeah, it's that simple. That's SendPulse.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah,
question
it is
is
definitely simple. Yeah.
yes. The other questions from Buzz. They ask, how much maintenance does an Instagram bot need after it's set up?
I think it depends on the complexity you have set up and on the probably on the longevity of the information you are sharing. So if you have quite standard processes and not much changes, then you can set it up and probably just monitor the information. And obviously, you need to monitor if people have extra questions. So you can do the automation in the beginning, but then people can ask any questions basically, and you still need to monitor and to reply to them. Sometimes you might want to change something in your replies. So obviously, it really depends on the content and how often you want to refresh it. If you add AI, then in the beginning, you definitely need to monitor it very closely. And depending on the answers, to change the maybe change the instructions during the day, probably even a few times. But after a while, hopefully, it will be not so often.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And something that it's very important to mention, we mention all the time, we talk about chatbot because some people complain that, oh, chatbot is not doing this, and that. No, chatbot does, but then it's configuration. So you have to configure your bot and make sure you always double check because like Natalia said, people may ask questions that they never asked before. And it's up to you to change the chatbot and configure it in the way you need it. So thank you so much, Natalia. That was all the questions we had. Your presentation was amazing. Thank you so much for your time and for all your knowledge. And also for the $25 coupon. I'm pretty sure people are appreciating.
Okay, thank you everyone for your attention and for joining live again. This is a big gift to have people online and asking questions and writing comments.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great discussion next.
Thank you.
Looking forward for the discussion. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. That was it. I love it. Like, of course, I love it. I work for SendPulse. That's the field I love the most. And when we talk about chatbot and Instagram and how SendPulse can make everything so easy and simple, I'm pretty sure Vortex is super happy about it because I remember that in the last talk. They mentioned building a chatbot, and now you know how simple it is and how amazing it is. And like, there's so many possibilities. You can do something just like in hello and getting the lead, or you can like make sales like Natalia showed. So it's the best. And if you have more questions about it, of course, you can count on us for it. This YouTube channel, we post tons of content, a lot of tutorials. Beside that, you can also check the blog, also the knowledge base. The knowledge base is inside of the Samples platform, and you can check everything, all the tutorials. Oh, Samples released something new. I'm pretty sure it is on the knowledge base. So just go to the website, and in the banner in the top of the page, you can click, I think it's resources. I'm saying out of my mind, okay? If that's not the proper name, it's around there, resources, and then you have the blog and the knowledge base and the support and the community and everything. So count on us and send us a message, and we're very, very excited to see you all building new things with Samples, and especially with the $25 coupon. I don't know if you guys know, but $25, you can do a lot of things. And usually we don't give that much money out, okay? So take advantage out of it. So now is the time to talk about the panel discussion. But before I introduce you to the people who are going to be in the panel discussion, I want to make sure you all hit the subscribe button below and the like button. I see, I'm checking here. I'm here with you guys, and I'm also on the YouTube, making sure you guys are pressing the like button. And we are already on 34 likes. The last time I asked, we were on 25, if I remember correctly, and you already made it like 9 more. So let's make it more and more and more. That way, the AI is gonna get into more people. This video is gonna arrive into more houses, and we're gonna be able to like create something better together, because that's it. That's what it is about. Especially AI, like a lot of people have concerns about AI, and don't get me wrong, I understand. In the beginning I was also like, oh my gosh, what is going to happen? I'm not like this anymore. You know why I'm not like this anymore? Because now I have the knowledge. Everything is about knowledge. So press the like button. Let's make this video reach more people, and that way people can learn more about AI and not be afraid or something like that. So make sure you like the video and you subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm going to give one more or two more messages before we go to the panel discussion. The first one is the guide on the community, because like I mentioned earlier, we do have a community that is a true community, and it's amazing. And if you want to join the community, be part of something, learn with people, different people from all around the world, go there, open your camera, scan this QR code, go there and join the community, introduce yourself, be like, hey, I joined here because I was at the conference. And you're gonna get the guide of click to chat ads and chatbots, which I already mentioned earlier. That is my favorite ads. I love it. So simple. The conversion rates are the best. It's easy to connect. And like if you have a chatbot, like for example, a chatbot for WhatsApp with Samples, it's the best way. It's the best way. So please join the community, make friends, connection, partners, sales. We never know. Go there and get your guide to run ads in the best way possible. Because ads, you guys have to run, okay? I think we already talked about this in the past, okay? So you guys know that ads are pretty important. So go there, scan the QR code, and join the community. The other point is, I already mentioned that you guys can get a certificate, and we are going to talk about this in the second part of the conference. So make sure you stay here so you understand how you can get the certification for this conference. It's a pretty important conference. If you post this on LinkedIn, people are going to go crazy. So make sure you stay until the time that we're going to talk about how you can get the certification. Okay? Now it's time for the panel discussion. The panel discussion is about AI Marketing Toolkit 2025 to 2026, which, yes, 2026 is almost here. And for this panel, we are going to have 3 people. I'm gonna say the name of them, and then when they join, they can introduce themselves. So the first person is gonna be me, Bianca Kosia, marketing manager at Samples. The second person is Anton Voroniuk. He's always here with us. I'm pretty sure you guys already know him. He's the CEO of SkillBoosterAI.me. And Joseph S. Ken. He's the CMO and founder of HumJam. So let's get in here. Hello, you guys are already here. How are you
Awesome.
Thank you so
doing?
much. Yeah.
Thank you for being here and for having a special place here in the panel discussion. I'm super excited to see the questions. Let's introduce each other. Hi, my name is Bianca. I'm talking with you all for a while. I am the marketing manager for Samples Brazil. I also work with Latam. Sometimes I help out with everything people need. I am like Samples. I do everything in only one place. I help everyone. I'm always around, so that's me. Guys, introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
yeah, go
sorry.
ahead, Anton.
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah, it's always complicated to start. Guys, I'm Anton. I'm doing digital marketing for 17 years. We have agency business. We are Google partner, Meta partner. It's on the one hand. On the other hand, Sam Altman told that he will kill all marketers till 2030. So we started actively implementing AI in all our projects. We are not just doing digital marketing services. We are also teaching. Right now, we are teaching on Udemy and Coursera. Our total audience is over 1 million people. That's all about me. Joseph, your turn.
Awesome. I've been doing internet marketing and technology since 1994. I was a Microsoft Award winner back before the year 2000. So I'm an old guy here. And we built some of the first LLMs back in the year 2000 for health insurance companies and things like that. We built the first no-lie insurance agent, because we built a chatbot. And this was back in the year 2000. So this was way pre where we're at with ChatGPT back with Microsoft. And that won awards back in that day. So amazingly, it took 25 years to go from that to where we're at today. It's just crazy. But now we're on supersonic speed. So what I actually do is now I'm an agent. We have an agency that does all channels in marketing. So from social media to SEO. Our SEO is kind of where I know Alina from her previous stuff. We represent all tools out there for doing SEO, for doing different management and stuff like that. And so AI has kind of been really our main thing since we built AI stuff back 25 years ago. We really integrate that into every bit of our process for providing stuff for service-based businesses, IT consultant companies, junk removal, anything you can possibly think of. We do the SEO, we do the Facebook, we do all that stuff. And we're using AI, like 85% of all our work is AI these days.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So let's go to the questions. Let me open here. First, we are going to have a round of blitz poll with 5 questions, and which one of us have to choose one answer from the 2 options. So the first one is, chatbots are today must-have or still optional? Who's going to go first?
I would say it's definitely a must-have, especially some of the things we use it for. It's not technically, it's still a chat bot if it's automatically chatting to a social media on your behalf as the agent. And I saw how it was programmed and how you can program it to talk like you and act like you or that kind of thing. That's still considered to me a chat bot, even though it's not its own windowed bot on another thing. It's still chatting to whatever DM, direct message utility. And I think that that's a must have, but it is scary in that you have to train it well. You have to monitor it well. It will say goofy stuff if you're not keeping an eye. I call it co-piloting. You have to co-pilot right now. You can't, it's not, if you asked me that a year ago, I would say no. But today I would say, yeah, because it's been co-piloted quite a bit at this stage, but it still needs a lot more work.
Yeah, the same for me. I think it's a must-have now. Like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, people are like, no, I'm going to reply everything by hand. I don't trust robots or things like that. And I get it. I get the point. Because sometimes it's messy. Sometimes you ask something and the robot answers something very weird. But again, like I mentioned previously when I was talking with Natalia, it's your fault if the chatbot is not answering correctly. It's your
Correct.
fault.
Yeah, I heard you say that. I was like, yeah, she's right. She's right.
There's no way the chatbot's like, oh, okay, let me answer something
Yeah.
stupid. No, it's your problem. So yeah, it's definitely a must-have now. What about you, Anton?
I will be in the minority, like all marketing tools. It's optional. It's definitely optional. It depends on the type of business, of the size of business. If you are a big B2B company and you are working just with one client, you will not give it to chatbot, even very good chatbot. It's on the other hand. On the other hand, if not all businesses need marketing. If you are a micro business, you have 10 clients, you know all of them, so you can communicate directly. But if we talk about regular business, B2C business, definitely chatbot is must have.
I love that we have different opinions. That's what is the panel discussions
But
about.
I would say, Anton, you'd probably use a bot operationally for those clients, meaning for knowledge base, for answering interpersonal, not necessarily marketing.
Definitely.
And guys in the comments who are watching us, leave here in the comments what you think about it, because we're here live, but you guys are also here with us. So please send us here your opinion and what you think about chatbots and all the other questions. So the second one is, which adoption barrier is bigger, cost or complexity?
I think complexity. Yeah, complexity. Let it be. If you can explain value, cost is not a barrier. If a business understands value, it will invest. But complexity, infrastructure is something that can make pauses.
I would have to agree with Anton on that. It's definitely complexity, because right now I think the cost to entry is super low. Just like kind of anywhere a market is emerging, the first piece and it gets expensive as you go. So I think the complexity, because even as that last demo, even the make demo, all these types of things, there's so much complex things going on. And I think the complexity would be the sticking point.
Yeah, I think I agree with you all, especially because now I'm glad more things are free and affordable and people can test it out. You don't necessarily have to spend money on it. You can, but it's not like you have to in order to use something. So I agree. The third question is, I love this one. Which is more dangerous, ignoring AI or overusing AI?
Do you have option, boss?
Yeah, totally overusing it, but I use it for everything now, which is kind of, I think it's bad that I was laughing at myself this morning. It's like I'm asking it everything from personal health questions to just everything that I can think of. I'm asking AI now, and I'm thinking, am I getting lazy? Is my mind? It's like the GPS. You can no longer do
Yes.
directions by yourself because of that GPS. You always just dial it in, and it tells you where to go. Now you can't do directions. Like, are we removing our abilities as humans if we keep passing off all these little tasks to AI? I think that's kind of the fear factor for me is how much do I want to turn over to AI?
Yeah, I am on the same boat as you. I think overusing is complicated, and I think about exactly the same thing every day, because sometimes I'm like, okay, I can think about something, but I can also just ask ChatGPT and he's gonna answer. And it can be something very important and something very stupid. Like last week, I'm crazy about Dan Brown, the writer. I love him so much, and he just released a new book. And I'm also traveling to the destination of the book. So I was like, okay, I need to finish the book before I go to this trip because I need to know everything. And I was like, okay, I can just use the app that I usually use to know how long I'm going to finish. But let me ask ChatGPT. Like, I already had the answer in another app, but I asked ChatGPT and he was like, oh, you're going to take 10 days. It's like, okay, that sounds good. It's scary and it's weird, but I never stopped using, like the GPS that you mentioned. It's weird. I remember when I used to leave the house knowing where to go, and now I don't know anything. Even if I'm gonna catch a bus, I'm like, let me see how long it takes. And if you leave me in the city center, I'm not gonna return home. I'm not gonna come back.
Take my phone away and I'm done.
Yes, it's over for me.
Yeah.
From my side, I want to say that definitely we are on the revolutionary period. 10 years ago, we started teaching marketers digital. And right now, there is no marketers without digital. It's the same with AI. Right now, people just starting using AI. And on the one hand, for guys like you, Bianca, like you, Joseph, it looks like everyone is using AI. But honestly, if you will check ChatGPT data in SimilarWeb, you will see that we have just early adopters, and conservative majorities just still coming in. So the most interesting use cases are just in the future, but it's definitely a revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love talking about this specifically because it's a topic that, I mean, we could talk about it for 25, 46, or 3 hours in a row, because there's so much depth in this. Because of course we cannot ignore AI, but we also should be careful about overusing and losing everything. Like, not everything about jobs and things like that, but us, like everything that is inside of our head, and not being lazy and just thinking
The
more.
laziness part of it, because I even don't answer my own emails anymore. Like, I'm like, hey, Chat GPT, take this one for me. Hey, Chat GPT, take this one for me. And it writes a good email because it knows me, it knows my persona, knows my writing style, knows all that stuff, right? Because I've programmed it to know me. So why do I need to write email anymore? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And
And then I went, I'm going to write this by hand. And I had a hard time writing it anymore. And I used to write emails all day. I used to send 50
Mhm.
emails a day by hand. Now I can't even touch a single email.
Yeah,
That's
it's
crazy, right?
crazy. It is crazy. And let's see how it's gonna, I think, like, with all technology and everything, the world in general, it tends to be like a big trend. People go crazy with it, and then we go too crazy and we're like, oh, we should use less. We have to first like suffer, and then we're like, oh, okay, that's taking too much. Let's go back a little bit in a
Yeah.
healthy way, because we're gonna use AI forever, but in a healthy way, the way we don't go crazy. The other question is, which matters most in 2026, AI creativity or AI compliance?
Mm.
for me, definitely creativity. If we talk about compliance, we understand that Europe, United States will try to limit, try to regulate, and it will definitely, that we will have in the nearest future. We already have it, but it will go deeper and more complicated. But there is China. China is not regulated. China is not over rely on compliance. So that's why, yeah, on the one hand, all American and European governments will be happy to regulate it, but if it will be, the creativity will be stopped, because there will not be enough honest data to train the AI. So we are in very, very interesting conflict right now, and I
Mhm.
make my beat on AI creativity.
I'm totally with Anton on that, and I use DeepSeek a lot too. Speaking of China, they have a great deep analysis tool that I really dig. And I love the fact that, yeah, they don't have the regulations, and I think creativity definitely has got to be number one right now, because as you said before, I'm talking about how I have AI write all my email, but there's still a huge amount of people that don't even use it, don't know about it, don't. If you talk to
Yes.
people in the square and say, hey, are you using AI or Chat GPT? They look at you like you're crazy. Like, I've heard of that on the news, or I saw that
Yeah.
on a speak a talk show host or whatever, but they don't really, it's not everybody using it all day, everybody, like we are, because we're
Mhm.
kind of those first movers. And that's why I think we need the creativity right now, meaning we need everybody's brains to be open and everybody working on it, because and then the regulatory, as Anton said, they're going to come down and try to clip its wings and stuff, but we want to grow it where it needs to go before the wings get clipped.
Yes, agree. Like, it has to grow, and people needs to use it for real, and not just like people who work with technology or people who use it for a while. Regular people, like
Yeah.
my mother-in-law, she uses sometimes, but she doesn't know that she's using. Like, she mentioned, like, oh yeah, I asked Google, and I'm actually fighting with Google because he's giving me weird answers, and I'm like, that's Gemini, you're using
Yeah.
AI, and she doesn't know. So we
Yeah.
need these people, the mass public, to actually use it, so that way things can grow, and then we can regulate and see what is going on. And like some things are pretty important that let's not get in this topic because I can go too much about it, but like there's some shady things happening that of course needs regulation, needs like people watching, because it can be complicated, but also needs to flower, to grow, and to just make people use it and understand how we can use it, because that's the main point. Many people have no idea, is not using properly, doesn't have the knowledge, have the tool. Like everyone can have the tool and can use in a very weird way. So let's be creative first and use for things that really matters, and then we can go to the next steps.
And I have to add on to that, with the creativity, we do need safety, and to understand that it doesn't know the news. It can produce fake news. It can produce hallucinations. It can misrepresent things and tasks and items, and it doesn't get it right on the first round. So we have to keep in mind that it's still like a 3-year-old, and that's why we don't need to clip its wings. We need to grow it and curate it to where it's actually truthful and it knows what it's doing. And it's, that's going to take a little bit of time, in my opinion. But we do have to be careful. There is a safety issue with creativity.
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree. I've just finished the training for Ukrainian journalists who are fighting with Russian informational war. So all these deepfakes, etc. So how to find it, how to understand that it's deepfake. And if you talk about the technologies, they rise to the moon. It's always very difficult to understand. You have real Macron or it's deepfake. So it's it's when something is used for good, something can be used for evil. It's always like this.
Yes, for everything. So the last question is, by the end of 2026, will chatbots be seen as a digital employees or still as a tool? This is something that drives me crazy. But again, I could talk about this for hours because that is what I think. And there is also my personal opinion, and they both sometimes collide because it's such an important topic and has so many layers. And I'm going to start with this one. Definitely, I see as an essential tool, because I don't think any technology is here to like take someone's job and feel like an employee. That's not how it works. That's not how it should work. If you have a boss that is telling you, yeah, train this chatbot and I'm going to fire you, well, I think the problems with your boss, because it should like everything should work together. Because if like, for example, something that it's here every day, and I have people on my team concerned about this, is the video editing AI. People can do everything with video editing with AI, and my video maker, he always asks me like, Bianca, is my job at risk? Like, what I'm gonna do? And I'm like, no, it's not a risk, because even if you use AI to like edit the videos, we need someone to use the AI. I don't have time to like fire you and just be like putting prompts and editing videos. So that's what I think about everything, all the technology, especially chatbots. Chatbots, they are here to help, but it needs configuration. It needs someone there to make sure it's right. And we also always, we need to give the possibility of people reaching out to a human, because sometimes people are overwhelmed, or sometimes it's not like it's someone that it's old or just don't want that. Like there's so many layers, there's so many reasons why someone wants to talk with a human, and we need this option. And for this option, we need someone behind the chatbot, because we are not in the place to just hire real life robots, because they are expensive to be replying to chatbots, like pretending they're a human. So that's what I think. That's what I hope it happens. That way people understand that technology is not here to take your job. It's here to make you live better, because right now there's a lot of people like with burnout. They're going crazy with work, and we have to use technology to relax a little bit and be able to live and not just work. So that's my take on that. Sorry, I go crazy with this.
I can join to you and say that definitely it will not be exchanged, but at the same time it will be rebranding. I can say like this: if you will change the word chatbot with AI agent, Definitely it will work like this. If you will talk about your video editor as AI video editor, it will be a new guy with new skills, with the new tools. And we had this transformation. I had the same discussion with a video editor half a year ago. He came to me and say, Anton, you are paying less. What I need to do? I told, you will be the AI video editor. And right now he's doing 5 times more for the same money, but with totally different tools. And I can say that AI agents that already created, like Mosaic, etc., they speed up all productivity from 5 to 7 times. And can it be like a full team just built from the AI chatbots or AI agents? It's a philosophical question. Can it be these entities like chatbots, AI agents, the part of your AI marketing department? Definitely yes. For me, it's already works.
And to me, I think it's a marketing thing to say you got an AI agent and he's worth the price of a real human agent, and so we're doing this calculation kind of thing. But I think that's all marketing, because you could do the same thing to go, we got this saw that can chop 50 trees down, and so this is worth 5 lumberjacks. So instead of buying a saw, we're buying 5 lumberjacks. That's a marketing thing. I mean, that's a cost saving, optimizing marketing thing. In my opinion, the reason why I don't think it's like hiring, if we're doing AI, it's a tool, and all software, all drills, all anything to help you do your job better is a tool. The thing about the reason why I don't think you're going to replace anybody, especially within the next 5 to 10 years using these tools, is because the requirement for output is 10 times more than what it used to be. So Anton's saying his guy's getting 10 times more done using these tools, but check it out. The requirement in today's marketing age is that he has to produce 10 times more content in order to even compete with his nearest competitor now. Like the algorithm in Facebook is that you have to have 50 videos a week in order to be a digital creator, rising creator, or whatever, to even be in their algorithm. So how are a single person going to do 50 videos? They can't. And how are you going to hire now 10 team members to do those 50 videos? You don't have the budget. But guess what you can get? A tool that can do that. You can hire a person that can produce. So it's not that you're going to have to get rid of a person. Everybody going forward in the future is going to have 10 times more work, and we need a tool that can do that for us. Meaning the workload is getting higher, and humans couldn't do that workload without the tools. And that goes for any industry, any niche or whatever. It's the tools, because the requirements are way higher and way more complex than they were 5 years ago.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, if we say the word tool, I think people understand more that it's just a tool. Like when computers first exist, like computer is kind of new, and I don't remember because I'm not like I was born, the computer was at my home, but I remember people saying like, oh my gosh, the computer started like being here, I'm gonna lose my job because now I don't have like to fill up a lot of paperwork. Like, no, bro, just do it online, like on the computer. So it's the same thing. Always when there's a technology, people are afraid, and we see this pattern happening for absolutely everything. Internet, computer, pen drive, everything. People think, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my job. And I get it. I understand, because like we're always afraid to lose our job because we need money to survive. But that's not the case.
But if the requirement is going up where you now have to produce 10 times more content in order you, to Bianca, to compete in the world, thank God the tools are coming along to allow that to be possible by one person to be able to create that content, whereas you couldn't have done it by yourself in the past.
Otherwise, we might lose our job.
I think the tools, like in most civilization 101, the tools come along as the needs grow. That's what the innovation happens. The reason why we're innovated here is because we can't do this marketing without it now, because it's too much for one single person. So nobody's losing their job. They just have to re-educate to the new tool set.
And be
to meet the requirements of today, which is getting harder and harder.
And if we didn't have the tools, it would be like everyone would lose their jobs. Yes, there's no way. Then we would lose.
Yeah.
So
businesses would be going out of business. Like we wouldn't be able to maintain the economy we have without the tools.
Yes. I don't know how is it going to be in 10 years. Hopefully in 10 years, like AI is going to do everything and we're going to be able to retire earlier, because that's my goal. That's what I'm here for.
For
So now we
sure.
have some questions that is like kind of discussions. We actually have, let me see how many, 10. I don't think we're gonna have time to do 10 because we talk a lot, which I love, because again, for me, the conference could be just us talking about AIs and answering questions and, you know, discussing about this topic, because I think it's so important. But I separated some here, and if we have time, I'm gonna check how many we can answer. So the first one is, what is the biggest challenge companies face when adopting AI marketing tools? In my case, was like having a lot of tools and a lot of options and something pretty new for everyone, and not knowing exactly where to start, because it's also overwhelming when you have a new technology, which is amazing, and people are talking about how great it is and how many amazing things you can accomplish with that. But at the same time, you're there alone and there's so many tools and you don't know where to start from. For me, that was the problem. And what solved the problem for me was talking with people, not being like, oh my gosh, I love samples all the time. But I'm going to mention samples, the conferences that samples put in the air, like this one. We had other conferences about AI. I learned a lot from it, because it's impossible for us to have all the knowledge in the world. So always when there's a conference about AI, I make sure to watch, because I always learn something new and how to use each tool for what I need. So that was the most complicated thing for me and my team.
And that was the key. I was going to just parlay on that and say is education. So education is number one. Knowing how to use the tool is where all the cat's meow is knowing how to use the tool, knowing how to set it up to say, act as this, then give me that. And I need it in this format, and I need it in this way, and I need to clarify, and I need you to ask questions if you have any questions. You know, like being able to, but the only way that I got to that point is education, is going to the conference, is showing up to places like this and learning from people like Anton, and just and reading the books and going, what's everybody saying? What's the framework? That's I think where we're at. And that's the most important part to me is there's so many out there. That's why I think it's got to start with education. What is AI? What's it's doing? What are the tools? Why do I use it? And how do I use it? And then start with basics like ChatGPT, and then ask ChatGPT, where do I go from here? You know what I mean? Like don't even think for yourself. Like once you learn how to use it, then go, oh, okay, acting as a professional development coach, and you know I'm trying to learn AI. What's my next step, Mr. AI? And it'll tell you your next step.
That's true. I do that all the time. Like, please help me out. I don't know what to go.
Yeah, from my side, I see the next issues. Maybe the biggest one, it's we've discussed it at the beginning, that we still have just early adopters. While you was talking, went to SimilarWeb and checked the unique visitors on Google and on ChatGPT. We have on Google like 3 billion, on ChatGPT 300 million. So we have 10x much audience in Google than ChatGPT. So we are still talking about very early adopters when their use cases are still not created. And to create use case, it's about a lot of experimentation. As I mentioned previously, during this year, we've created full AI video production. So we implemented 5 tools. Right now, not I'm recording the courses, my AI avatar with AI voice, with AI presentations, AI scripts, etc. So it was very hard. We tested a lot of different models. We tested a lot of different tools. For example, in Hagen, we covered like 20 different samples before we've got something that worked well. And this is about huge amount of experimentation, which you need to do and do steadily. What I see among our students, among our clients, people try to use AI in something what they don't know how to do and what is uncomfortable. It's a wrong pattern. the right pattern, you are doing something for ages. You have a routine. For us, we are creating courses for 17 years. For us, course creation, it's routine that we are doing it daily. We have 140 courses on Udemy, 20 on Coursera, our own courses. And for us, video editing process is something that we are doing daily. We understand process of script writing, of shooting, of editing, etc. And when you are looking on this task through the prism of new AI tools, you understand how it can be done with AI. But before it will be done, you need to make 100 iterations. And most of businesses are still not ready for it. So two big stuff that you need to understand, two bottlenecks in this story. The first one, it's about understanding that AI is a tool for beating something which is routine that you know how to do, not for something that you are not familiar with. And the second one is about regular iterations and experiments. It's similar to all business processes. You can't get something ideal from the first shoot, but definitely I understand that a lot of tools that Bianca mentioned is something that make people overwhelmed. You don't need what tool you need to take and what do you want to get. But at the same time, right now, I see a big dream. It's entrepreneurs with a dream. It's not marketers' dream, Bianca. It's maybe a dream for me and for Joseph. It's about how to build everything with AI. So it's a new kind of dream. And 2 years ago, when I was visiting with Bianca Web Summit, the guys were talking about creating a website from prompt. And they were early stage alpha startups, which were building websites from prompt. They were shitty. They were really, really bad. And it was not working at the moment. Right now we have Lovable. Right now we have Wizero, Replit, etc.
Yeah.
And you can build a single site from the prompt, not bad site from the prompt. You need to troubleshoot, but it can be done for 10 minutes with the prompt. I was interviewing NA10 guys on the previous week, and NA10 till the end of the this year, they promise text to workflow. So a lot of automational stuff, a lot of AI agent stuff will be created with the prompt. Yes, it will be shitty at the first touch. It will not work. It will not work properly. You will have a lot of bugs. But just imagine, previously, you need some automation, 2 weeks, 1 month, and totally lost, nothing working, and everybody unhappy. Right now, you are going with text prompt, give me this, and you are getting some close to ready to work workflow that you need to adjust, you need to fine tune it, but it's already working. So we are in very interesting future, guys, and I hope that it's definitely something that we all need to experiment and test.
Definitely. The CTOs call it vibe coding.
Yeah, vibe coding is rocking everything.
Yeah. Yeah, vibe coding is fun.
Awesome. Yes, there's a lot of things. And by the way, when we were talking, Anton, I just want to make a parenthesis here. I absolutely love the videos that you create. I think is the best person that I saw using AI for videos. It's natural. Because sometimes we watch people using AI for videos and you're like, oh, ew, there's something off. And not in your case. It's amazing. Your team is doing an amazing job. I try doing here as well, but it's like you said, it's a long process. It's not something that it can be done in a day. So I just want to make this parenthesis here because it's amazing. And everyone who's watching here, please go there and check it out because it's amazing. And now that you know it's made by AI, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that's made by AI. It is.
There's a couple of guys who do it well, so I'm going to check you out, Anton, to check it. But there's a couple of guys where you're like, I can't believe that's not actually him.
You're like,
it's
oh.
so good. Yeah, even the sound, the voice, the intonations, everything, it sounded just like, so I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yes, if we think about how it was 1 year ago, 1 year ago was terrible. And now it's like, oh, okay, it's pretty good. Now we have to jump the questions because we talk a lot, which again, I love it, but we have to follow a schedule. We had like 10 questions here and I'm gonna pick one to finish our conversation. And I'm actually gonna pick the last question because I think that's a good way to finish everything and set the tone and it's gonna make people think about it, which is, If you had to pick one AI marketing tool to bet on for the next 5 years, which one it would be?
It's easy one. It will be ChatGPT. We definitely have something big right now. They are building what Google couldn't build. They are building one window, one universal app which will solve all your issues, all your tasks. It's definitely overwhelmed. It's definitely not ideal. But if you talk about how to start teaching about AI, how to start learning about AI, my recommendation is to start with ChatGPT. Because you have most of the basic functionality there. You can create texts, code, tables, spreadsheets, video, audio, graphics, and it all can be done in ChatGPT. It's not ideal. It can't be done so good as it will be done with specialized tool, but definitely I feel it on my Udemy courses. Right now, I see how skyrocketing the number of students on the basic ChatGPT courses. We have like 10 of them different. So ChatGPT is something that definitely will be my bet for the nearest 5 years.
I think it's a race to the top from all the LLMs that's out there, from Claude to Perplexity to DeepSeek to Grok to on and on and on and on and on. But I think I agree with the ChatGPT, but I was going to say a different one, only because I think that it has a lot of longevity for where it's going with the browser integration with different things is Perplexity. And I think and the way they're integrating with PayPal and marketing, and they're more of a marketing player to try to build where they're going, and they have good investors behind them. Whereas ChatGPT is just Microsoft, and you know how that goes with Microsoft. All of a sudden, they become uncool somehow. So
Yeah.
ChatGPT to me could be uncool in the future, where people make fun of you if you're using ChatGPT. Would be what I think would happen in the future for that. But something like Perplexity or Claude or something that really innovates, and I think that the innovations for these LLMs is going to happen in another year or two that we've never seen. Like what we're going to see somebody do that's going to get some funding or whatever, just the way it's going to go is probably going to blow us away. But I'm going to put my bet on Perplexity.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I want to say that my marketing friends from Silicon Valley, they already start laughing when you're telling that you are using ChatGPT. Oh, ChatGPT, why not
Yeah, exactly.
Anthropic?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's my fear for saying ChatGPT.
For me, I was in a different mind. I was thinking about my team because now we have the task of producing more. Like we were talking here, we have to do more and more and more and more. And recently, I had a talk with my team about creating more content and how we can improve that. And so my bet was actually language tool AI, because like working with a lot of content, it's tough to review everything and make sure everything is aligned. So that would be my bet, because it would make everything easier, and not just like the grammar, but everything to keep the consistent and the quality of the content. And it works for a lot of languages. So I was just thinking about my team. I was like, yeah, what my team wants for the next 5 years, what would make them happy? That would be it. And it's already there. They already love it and they talk about it all the time. So I really want to keep growing so they can use it more and produce more and not being overwhelmed by a lot of things. But that was my bet. And Perplexity is, I don't know how to say this word. Oh my gosh, Perplexity. Yeah, the AI tool you mentioned, Joseph. That one is also awesome. And being made fun of ChatGPT is funny, and it's, let's see how
I
is it
can
gonna
see
be.
memes like, memes where they're like,
Yeah.
positioning and making fun of each other and stuff
Yeah.
in the future.
Let's see how is it gonna be. So 5 years from now, we please, Olina, schedule another conference so we can get the answers and review everything. So 5 years from now, I see you guys again here on the
Yeah, message
same
in a
place.
bottle.
Yes.
You will see our AI avatars. I've already tried to
Oh,
push
right.
my AI avatar to online conference, but it's still a little bit buggy. But in 5 years, we definitely will
Oh,
have
definitely.
3 AI avatars chatting with
Yes.
each other.
It won't
Love
even
it.
be us live. It'll be our avatars doing the call live.
Yeah. We'll be like doing something else, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, going for a walk, something like that. So that
For
was
sure.
it. We run out of time, but thank you so much, guys. It was awesome talking to you, seeing different like perspective of everything. And again, I love talking about these topics and about opinions and about the future, because everyone has so many thoughts and everyone is using so much, but they're also afraid. So I think those conversations are pretty important for the future and for people to understand what it actually means. So thank you so much for your time. And I hope we can meet up soon and doing more things and talking more.
Lovely. Thank you so much for inviting me.
See you on
Thank
Web
you.
Summit, Bianca. Bye bye.
You're gonna be there?
Yeah, sure, definitely. I'm
Definitely. So I
local.
see you there.
See you.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye. That was awesome. Again, I go crazy when we talk about this. Panel discussion is my thing. I love it so much. I think it's so important for everyone. And it breaks my heart that was so fast, but we love talking. You guys could see that we are both three passionate people about what we do. So again, we could talk about it for hours. But now it's time to go and talk about our certificate, which is the best thing. Now you can prove everything that you do and everything that you learn here, and you can show to people. And when you do, please tag us on LinkedIn saying, hey, I learned with these people. Yay, it's amazing. So let me go through and explain to you how is it gonna work. Here, the QR code, you can just scan right now. So just take your phone, open the camera, scan, and then you're gonna get access to the recordings and the opportunity to generate a certificate. So go to the link here on the QR code, and also the link is on the chat. Register if you don't have a Samples Academy account yet. If you have an account, you just have to click on the button, I already have an account. If you don't have it, just create one. It's super easy. You have to put your password, of course, and after you log in, you go into the existing classes that are there, and it's going to show up. It's pretty easy. Logging on the left panel is going to show up the classes. You click Samples, is going to show up there for you. You take the classes. By the end, you're going to get your certification. Pretty simple. Like Samples, everything is pretty easy to understand and to make. It's very intuitive. So make sure you get your certificate, okay? Now, another comment. Community, the Samples community, you have to join there, please, because it's the best. And when you join, you also can get the guide. Click to chat ads and chatbot. Like I mentioned, it's my favorite type of ads. It's pretty like logical. It just makes sense. When you have interest in something, just click go chatbot and talk with the person there. So make sure you join the community and go there, talk with everyone, get your guide, go to the academy, get your certificate, and let's make the best out of this conference. Now, we're gonna go to, is it the last? Is it the last? Oh my gosh. To the last person of this conference, it's Olivia Mutin. She's the fractional CMO and AI-powered growth strategist. She is helping B2B SaaS teams scale with no-code automation, which we love it so much. She's the ex-CMO at Reply.io and leading code outreach automation platform. And Jason, the AI SDR agent that books sales meetings on autopilot. That is amazing. Hello, Olivia. Welcome.
Hello, Bianca. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for your time. I'm super excited to hear for everything that you're going to talk about it. Like, it's amazing. People need it so much, and I'm super excited.
Me as well. And basically, guys, I've been on the background while you had this panel discussion, and I was so amazed with those narratives and ideas that hey, we'll have like our AI avatars presenting on our behalf in 5 years. And basically, this idea also catched me, I think, a few days ago when we were chatting with the team, and we're like, okay, so actually, I can have my avatars, like 10 of them, send them to my clients, people who I work with, and then I'll have a meeting with my avatar. So I'm like a chief of avatars. What's not to like? It's just an amazing, right? You are talking with really smart people that are you, actually.
Yes, that's awesome. I really need this. It would save so much time.
It's just a really, well, hopefully, a wonderful future we're heading up to.
Yes.
So, should we start?
Yes, as soon as you're ready. And if you need anything, just say my name and I will show up here.
Okay, I want to share my screen. So Bianca, I will need you to confirm that everyone can see my screen, and not just my screen, but the presenting mode.
Okay.
I think it's fine, right?
Yes, it's perfect.
Okay, so let's kick off the last session. Last but not least, hello everyone. As Bianca has mentioned, I'm Olivia Milton, AI growth strategist, and a few things changed in my life, professional life recently. I am VP of Marketing at cybersecurity company Under Defense and CEO at Dogma Media. At Dogma Media, we are actually providing automations for marketing teams, like content automations and video automations. So today we're going to talk about the future of marketing, AI-driven video and social content at scale. And I know that you guys are really keen on really practical content, so I will try to keep it as practical as possible so you can get, sort of impressed and inspired with the capabilities of AI video generation tools right now and no-code automations. But first, I want to start with a question. I really love starting with questions just to, feel the temperature of the audience. Are you using AI-generated videos, guys? Please put pluses in the chat if you use AI-generated videos, and minus if you're not using them. I just really want to take a look how it's going on in your businesses, because I know that this sort of a few businesses started to implement AI video generation into their marketing plans and strategies, but I really want to check out how are you doing with them. So plus is for you are using AI video generation tools, and minus you are not using AI video generation tools. Hey, what's up? I think we need to do some, questionnaire next time. It's just people could vote and react somehow to, more actively probably. But anyways, I really hope that some of you guys already adopted AI video generation. In any case, we will talk about that today, so you can actually think about implementing something of this. And let's start with the statement. First of all, your smallest team can now out-publish your biggest competitor. And in the next 30 minutes, I will show how AI turns video into a system, not just a single video, but into a system, from inputs and creative angles to tested prompts and a generation plus automation pipeline that can ship daily. But actually, it all starts with why. I think there is no one who can now say that, hey, we're not using video at all, like not just AI-generated videos, but just videos in general. Video is the growth engine, and you need to know that AI collapses the time for production and cost for production and expands the distribution. So it's actually like everyone needs to think how to leverage that. People consume more short-form videos than ever, and platforms reward native video. And teams can hire that much to scale the content. I mean, probably some companies can afford scaling teams to produce more and more content, but actually today with the current AI tools, there is no need in scaling teams that much, and the effect is exponential. So let's dive deeper into this. I really was impressed with the recent AI video generation tools updates, and I want to cover just a few of them. The first one, tool HeyGen, that is widely used for a majority of business cases. it actually introduced more realistic full body avatars. They improved their voice design, flexible creation models, expanded enterprise and API capabilities for those of you guys who actually try to, do some vibe coding with this. And for September, they introduced their video agents and some advanced avatar tools. But for video agents, I mean, guys, I actually encourage you to go and try HN. Video agent is actually creates a marketing video out of your prompt, and not just a video of a person. And it's not about only an avatar, but that's about, give me a second. I think I can, no, I cannot show that to you guys, but I probably share the link to this video. So it generates all the icons and transitions and additional screens to the avatar, which is insane. So you can actually put the prompt and generate a full marketing video without the any need to design those additional elements. Runway. So actually, Gen 4 is their probably most powerful model yet, and it's pretty impressive. You can type in what you want and get cinematic quality videos with realistic lighting and some really consistent characters throughout the scene, smooth camera movements. And I think you saw those viral videos on social media when like a girl is like changing the backgrounds instantly, like in a second, and everything changes, like the light on her face, her hair, and everything around this. It's just like, it's so interesting even just to try to use those tools, and I actually encourage you to go and do this. Like that's exactly what I'm talking about. So you can actually change everything in a matter of seconds. But let's go ahead. It's not about creating the content like a piece of content. It's about building a machine that will constantly generate content for you. So let's dive into how to do this. And I'm really excited to present you the formula. And the formula is the fundamental that you need to have to understand first in order to build this flow, like the automated flow of content generation. So ICPG, which stands for I is input. You need to work with the original content, like the content that you can take and work with it to generate like second iteration content. We'll talk all about all this four pillars of this formula in a while. Just give me 30 seconds. I just want to present you the overview of the whole concept. So I is for input. You need to input the original high quality information to create like second generation content. You need creative idea on actually what you want to do with this content. Like what is the structure of the content that you want to create? You need a prompt, which is critical. That's all about the tone of voice and technical parameters of the content you want to create. And finally, G is for generation and automation, like 2 in 1. Let's dive into each one of them. So the input, you need the fuel for the machine. And so what are your sources of this initial content information? This can be your, top LinkedIn posts, which is thought leadership. This can be your blog posts, FAQs from sales team, product change logs, case studies, founder memos, even like voice messages that your founder or CEO is sending to you, customer stories, whatever. And then you need to, build some operational rules to make it work. Like, for instance, you can use and create like content inbox with the fields. So you can, constantly receive content ideas from your team in like really convenient way for everyone. Then you need to think about the system. So, okay, we collected all this like content that we have in our company. How are we going to prioritize this? What content we need to use like in the first priority, and what is like requires some changes or not that important to use in the further workflows. And of course, the content needs to be credible. So I mean, like, it needs to have your, like, the more unique the information there will be, like your unique stats or the quotes or whatever like unique information you have, the better. So then we proceed with C, which is creative idea. That is the angle that earns the attention. So the goal here is to turn raw inputs into scroll-stopping ideas. And in front of you are some of the ideas for the templates that you can use. For instance, you can use like this schema for before, after. There is pain, there is aha moments, and there is a proof that it works. Or myth versus facts, which is, again, so popular on TikTok and Instagram. Like, just imagine those short form videos. One mistake, one fix. Mini case, like a micro story with metrics. Hot take. Well, it can be something that is like super important, super hot in the market. You need to think about specific guardrails. So like every idea must teach, demonstrate, and or decide, or help just decide something. Then we proceed with P, which stands for prompts. That help us create really consistent result at scale. What does it mean? What is what I'm putting into the prompts? And basically, guys, it's like if you are already working with any LLMs like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, whatever it is, if you already have your polished scripts, just think that you've already done 25% of the whole work that needs to be done here. Because the prompt that you are using on a daily basis in a manual way can be used in the automation. But the prompt itself is actually allows us to shape the role, the structure of the video, shape the persona, the tone of voice, and so on and so forth. So we need to lock repeatable, tested prompts to produce on-brand scripts and assets. In the prompt, and I have like an example here, and here is the link to prompts that I'm using to generate my own videos. So the prompt itself, I can show it right now. I think it will be a good. So it looks like this, my personal prompt, which is, first I am scripting I think it's Claude or ChatGPT, I'm not sure, scripting what needs to be done. Then I'm detailing my tone of voice. I'm detailing pillars of my tone of voice. I'm giving the examples of what I want to use. I'm giving like some signature moves, and so on and so on and so forth. So the more detailed your prompt will be, the better will be the results. And again, consider those prompts that you already use. Just, slice and dice the whole process into the pieces. Like, okay, so first I need to provide the instructions. Okay, you are an assistant. Then I need to explain the personality of the person that will appear on the video, or in any actual content that we'll be recreating or creating like further from the initial content, like, and so on and so forth. Like, what is the tone of voice? What is the format? Do I want the video to be like horizontal or vertical? What is the platform that I want to publish this video? And so on and so on. And again, we are talking about right now, when speaking about the prompts, we are talking about the scripts that can be used for AI video generation tools. And basically, then comes the generation. This is all about making content creation run on autopilot. And we can generate avatar. Like it just has the two parts. The first one is the generation itself. It's where we create actually the videos. So let's say we can use avatar, explainers from scripts, create B-rolls, and so on and so forth. And second is the automation itself. So it's basically where everything connects and where the magic is happening. So let's just take a look at this specific example. So imagine, I think, yeah, I have the example a few slides later, but just let's imagine that you need a trigger. So let's say you are receiving some content, and the trigger is that this content, let's say, is approved for the automation. Then the automation and AI agents that built in this automation create a script and run the create the script and with the specific hooks. Then we can actually send the script to a video generator and to a voiceover. Then once the video is generated, we can create captions, specify the sizes, publish, and so on and so on. Really interesting question that I'm usually asked is it semi-automated or fully automated? Like, should it be semi-automated or fully automated? And the answer is, obviously, you need to start with semi-automated system before jumping into the full automation system. And I'll explain you what does it mean. So basically, you can automate any of this ICPG, like any of these 4 parts of content creation. So you can automate the input, like you can automatically collect this input and let's say prioritize this input. You can create and dynamically use the creative ideas to generate different videos. You can, well, prompts is obviously about like creating the agents that will be used in the automation. And basically the latest and the hardest part is the generation and getting it all together on the no-code automation system, which is probably the hardest. So I advise to start with a semi-automated system. And here is the case. This is Oleg Belozor, CEO and founder of Reply.io. And you can actually see my avatar also in these videos. This channel was semi-automated. What it means? It means that the founder didn't spend a second on recording those videos. All these videos are about AI avatars, Oleg's and the other members of the team. What is not automated is the process of like creating those videos. So there is a video editor who is in charge of creating the final result. But there is an automated case that I am building right now. So like I really want to make it next level. And I want to explain how the automation will be working. And also I'll show you how it can work. So let's start with a trigger. Imagine that every Friday at 8 p.m. In the evening, Apify scrapes the specified LinkedIn accounts to get 20 latest posts from Friday, like every Friday, 1 time per week. Then we're adding this data to Airtable. And let me just present it over here. So what I can do, I can specify the LinkedIn URLs that I want to use for scraping. And basically for those of you guys who are afraid of scraping LinkedIn, at Apify, there are like agents that can scrape without using cookies. So LinkedIn won't notice anything. So let's say I can specify which profiles I want to scrape in terms of the posts. Then we're adding this data to Airtable like this. So I have my posts here. Then we're checking on duplicates and decide if that's a duplicate, we want to remove this post from the database or keep it in the database. And then we send it to ChatGPT, like first node in the automation to calculate engagement rates, because we want to actually sort the posts and prioritize them based on the status, based on the engagement rate, sorry. And then we take top 7 posts and send it to Claude node then and create the scripts for the video. So it's actually works like this. Then we adjust the 7 scripts to my tone of voice and send it for approval. So it's, again, it's like semi-automated process, because we definitely agree that a person needs to control the process and be able to jump in when something doesn't work in the way it should work. So when the script is approved, the script is sent to HeyGen, and HeyGen is using AI avatar to create a video. Then we can send the video to any tool that can do captions for us. Like there is a tool, Captions, that can do this, and put subtitles on top of the video and add this video to Airtable. And once this video is approved, we can push it through, well, let's say Buffer, to automatically schedule publishing on Instagram or TikTok or any other platform that is used. So let's see how it actually looks like. And as I said, we are building this automation. I wanted to test on my social accounts first, and this is how it looks like. So it's sort of really big, and such automations, it's really complicated flow. However, a good point here is that you don't need to start with the full automation. You can just pick up one part of the process that you want to automate, like just start with that. It will save time for a team already, and just add the additional parts of the process in a while. So, and this how it looks like. So again, it just follows my train of thought, right? The automation is just presented, and it allows to create the videos like this. So I think I'll better show you right here. So once we collected the post, there is the post text that is scraped from the LinkedIn. Then there is this engagement rates that we use for prioritization. Then we pick up the top posts that we're gonna convert into the script. Then this is the post text and Claude output of the script. Then we're able to qualify it. Then we are able to send feedback, like in case I need to set feedback, I can do this and actually change something in the output script. And then the video is generated. And I don't think if I will try to showcase that to you guys, because it's really worth showing. But give me a second, I'll just try to make sure that that you can see it and you can hear it as well. So this is Olivia Milton, my AI avatar, and I spent only like 3 minutes recording this video, like for avatar, and the automation took one of my LinkedIn posts that was that had the highest engagement rate, and converted into scripts, and then converted it into a video with HeyGen API. So I hope that you will hear the sound, but let's see how it looks like.
Most marketing teams are stuck playing yesterday's game while their competitors are building content machines that work 24/7. On September 10th, I'm pulling back the curtain on exactly how they do it. Joining forces with Oksana Kononova from LookMe to show you the 4 AI automations that are quietly revolutionizing content creation, the trend to content pipeline that has you commenting on market news before your morning coffee, the systematic content engine that turns one.
So, what do you think, guys? Just put something in the comments. Really looking for a feedback. It's still in process, and there are a lot of things that we need to improve, but the result itself is really stunning. As long as the tools evolve, AI video generation tools evolve, we are able to achieve really great results without tears and and pain and everything around the really complicated workflows. So yeah, and that's it. I think that it's time for Q&A. Hi, let me check here if we have any questions. Whoa, so many comments. Let me check here. Okay, here is where it started with you. I'm not sure if that was not for you. That was for the other topic. We have here a question from Buzz. Is it possible to get a copy of the document with prompts?
With prompts, yes, for sure. And I have it right here. Give me a second. Yeah, like this is the link to prompts. You can feel free just to use it and make sure to adapt it to your specific persona. And also, I think I will include this diagram for the automation. I also have it in Figma in much more, convenient for understanding way. Like it's just, much more structured, better structured. So yeah, I will add this as well, just to make sure that you guys can, get more information for your, for some inspiration. The more you see what can be automated, the better your understanding will be about actually what can be done.
Awesome. And that was the only question, and Buzz replying saying whoa to the video.
Thank you so much. It's still like I'm not fully satisfied with the results because it was like a few things to adjust, and especially the voice itself. HeyGen now has this function of creating really nice voiceovers. Like the voice can really sound like my voice. I like 11 Labs more. Yeah, 11 Labs, right? But anyways, that's about trying. I mean, every week those AI video generation tools evolve so fast that you can just you keep catching up with them.
Yes, it's a lot of things that we can test it out, and the video is amazing. I also use HeyGen, and it's like every day I use it, I see something new, and there's so many possibilities. And when right now I'm mixing and matching with other tools to find what is the best for me, but I still have a lot to learn because there's so many possibilities and there's so amazing things that we can create there. But I love your video.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And that was about it. Yeah, we don't have any more questions, but thank you so much. It was awesome, and I cannot wait to hear you more in other conferences and learn more from you. Thank you so much for your knowledge, for your time, and for being here for everyone.
Thank you so much, Bianca.
See ya.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was Olivia, and it was amazing because it matched so we didn't think about it. Honestly, it was not a process that we thought about bringing her right in after the discussion. We didn't know what we were going to talk in the discussion, and it matched so perfectly fine because we were talking about this, and then she joined and she was talking about content and how to scale and how to use AI. So it was amazing. You see, when you do a thing with love, everything connects. Even though we didn't know what we were going to say about it in this discussion, everything connected, showing that events, community, it's about it. And in the end, we are all connected and we are all hoping for the same future and working with the same goal. And that's amazing. That what makes AI so magical, because there's so many options and we are always connected. So I know it hurts. I know it's sad for you all. I know it's sad for me as well, because we all love conferences. We all love being here, talking with people, making new friends. But everything that is good has to come to an end. And that's the end. I know. I am so upset, but at the same time, we're able to learn with a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure at least you learned something new, at least one thing. I'm pretty sure you learned something. And now I'm gonna go back to all the important information that I want to share with you all, because there's a lot of important things that I need to mention after the conference. So the first one is the certification. Before we talk with Olivia, I mentioned the certification and how you can get one. I see that some people here already got it, which perfect. So if you want to get a certification and prove to people that you were here and you learn with the best, so make sure you scan this QR code and also go to the link that Olina is going to leave in the comments. And then you can register to our class, because Samples, besides being an automation company that does everything in only one place, we also do classes. So one of the classes is this conference. So you have to register. If you already have an account, just click in I already have an account, log in with your email and password. And if you don't have an account, just create one, and then you're gonna be registered to the class, and then you can mark the classes as done, and you're gonna get your certification. And once you get your certification, please make sure to post on LinkedIn and tag us. Tag Samples, tag me, tag all the people who teach you something today. And you know, it's what I always said. This conference, the online events, is more than just this period that we are here together. It can be so much more. And I see that happening all the time. When we post something about the conference that we went, people that are in the conference, when I see the content, is going to connect to you, is going to comment. You make engagement, more people, more connections. You see, it's a full circle. So make sure you get your certification, post there, tag us, and meet new people. You never know who is going to be your next partner. The other thing that I want to talk to you, of course, is about Samples and about everything we do, especially AI. If you are here and you never heard of Samples, first, why? Why? I know you're late. I know you're late, because you should know who Samples is. But I'm going to tell you what Samples does. Samples is a multi-channel marketing automation platform. It allows you to send email, SMS, Viber, WhatsApp campaigns. You can also work with clients using Chatbot for Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram. You can set auto replies, which Natalia showed to you how to do it today. You can also create sales pipelines on Instagram, WhatsApp, Viber, Facebook, and Telegram using our visual chatbot builders. With Samples, you can connect GPT model from OpenAI to your chatbot to provide your users with even more proficient automated replies and help them solve additional tasks. Because like I mentioned, and Natalia mentioned when she was teaching about chatbot for Instagram, there's chatbot that you can do and think what, like, I don't know, questions that people ask a lot. You're going to put the answers there. And you can also connect with AI. And if someone asks something that you didn't put there, the AI is going to help you out and it's going to answer that. So the AI agent elements allows chatbot flows to brand dynamically according to actions or completed goals, like I mentioned. So it can do everything, and it makes it possible to accept clients' and needs stone, process with giving answers, lead subscribers to purchase, provide customers recommendation. It can do everything. So we have the chatbot that is doing everything in the most magical way. And when we connect with AI, it's even more magical, because the AI is there to help you out with the things that you didn't think about it, but you have AI. So AI is going to think about it for you and it's going to help you out on this path. And now that you know a lot about Samples, I hope you already love us. And now I'm going to talk about here, the YouTube channel. You're watching this conference on our YouTube channel. We have tons of things here. We have a lot of videos, we have a lot of tutorials, a lot of conference. By the way, if you go here, you're gonna already see the next conference, which is about personal branding. Pretty important. It's gonna be an awesome webinar. We post videos all the time. You can see everything that you need here. So there's a lot of videos, new content, everything. So make sure you subscribe. And again, hit the like button here, okay? So it shows that you like it and you want more people, you want more content, and it's gonna be amazing for all of us. The other thing is to join the Samples community on Facebook. I'm talking a lot about community bringing people together, building something as a team, kind of like that. And of course, community is the best way to do it, because once we have a community, we are stronger together. We can teach other people, we can learn with each other. So make sure you go to the community here by scanning this QR code. And once you join, you're going to get the guide for click to chat ads and chatbots, which again, I'm saying this all the time, it's my favorite type of ads, is the one that converts the most. It's awesome. So please go there, join the community, and make more out of this conference. I see some questions here. Let me just reply very quick. Are some free AI that make animated videos, or which paid AI are the best for this? I recommend you like talking with Olivia on Instagram, but there are some AI tools that can help you out with that. Some tools are free but very limited. Some tools are paid but affordable. Some tools are expensive. There are tons of options. Send a message to Olivia on LinkedIn. Her LinkedIn is here in the comments. And in case you like just want the answer right now, like one of the tips that we gave here was to ask ChatGPT for more answers. So you can also ask ChatGPT or any tool that you use to give you a list of free tools that make animated videos. There's also some, what is the name? I forgot the name in English. And in Portuguese, I forgot the name in any language that I know. But you know, when you have a gallery of free videos, there's also that. So ask ChatGPT and Olivia, that I'm sure they're going to help you out. And you also ask samples, can we receive or email presentations from today, please? I'm pretty sure you're going to get, like for Olivia, the link is already here in the comments. So everyone who said that it's okay to share the presentations, we are going to share with you. So that's why it's important for you to register on the webinar. So in case you just hop here, you are not registered, make sure you register to get the emails and the follow-up with everything. And also register for the class. There we have everything linked below. And I think that was all the questions. I was trying to be fast because we're already past the time, but I don't want to leave anyone with no answers. That was it. Thank you so much for all the support, for you guys being here, and for being such amazing viewers. Like, you guys were engaging so much, and it's always awesome to be here hosting the webinars for you, participating in them. Stay tuned for more news, more updates. Make sure you follow Samples and every social media. We have here the links. So thank you so much, and I hope I see you guys very, very soon. And don't forget to subscribe on the YouTube channel. Bye-bye, guys.